Getting some flowers coming out, which is a beautiful thing. And I swear by this artificial turf, it always looks phenomenal. I don't have to cut it. I don't have to water it. And so I'm saving a lot of money, hundreds and thousands in the long run, because I'm not watering or, of course, cutting the grass. And you know, here in South Florida, we cut the grass like every 10 to 14 days.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Radio Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated. They offer free 30-day storage, full service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayom is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Good morning, boys and girls. It is a Friday. You made it. You're here. I'm here. Sean Stanley's here. And we are at, of course, Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Yeah, baby. How you doing? Little overcast today, huh? Yeah, man. Clouds are moving. They are moving here in South Florida. I know where you're at. Slightly better weather than Kansas City. That I can tell you. That's all I can say. Slightly better weather. That I can guarantee. Anyway, welcome aboard. Time to have some fun. We will try to have some fun here today. Louis M says, going to take a cold shower on Saturday and have my AC at 60. Let's go. You're trying to create the mood? Is that what you're trying to do? See, Brooklyn Rob is first. Good morning, Big O and Sean. Happy Friday. Smash the button and buy the dip. Yes, nice little dip here. I think it's. I think you're going to start seeing it'll start climbing now as the flows really start coming in, because I think there was a lot of outflows yesterday too in those ETFs. Like 4.6 billion in the first day was traded yesterday with ETFs. 4.6 billion. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be fun. And now you see Ethereum pumping, which, that's going to move quickly. When it starts moving, it will move quickly. Cam Wolf will join us at 10:30. Manny Navarro will stop by at 11. So we got all of that going on. Some breaking news. I mean, this has been the week of breaking news, right? Pete Carroll out. Belichick, as predicted, out. The Saban retirement is not something that we all saw coming. And then they hired Jarod Mayo right away, the Patriots. And that's because they kind of had the successor in place. And they didn't back away from the plan, and they named the successor that they had in place in Jarod Mayo. And I will explain why that is some absolutely phenomenal news for the Miami Dolphins and their fans. We will explain that. So we had that breaking news, more news coming across the wire like that. It's just some big news the last couple of days, man. That is some crazy stuff. Belichick, Saban, Pete Carroll, Mike Vrabel. I'll tell you the one thing, the common denominator here in all of this, okay? In almost every one, and even one of them to a lesser extent. Follow me on this. So, do you want to be the guy that follows Belichick? Do you want to be the guy that follows Saban? Do you want to be the guy that follows Pete Carroll? And I don't care about Amy Strunk and whatever stupid ass opinion her ass has, because she's a moron. Mike Vrabel's a damn good coach. Okay, that guy never really had a quarterback. And he won a lot and even got to the playoffs, even without a quarterback. I'll take Mike Vrabel on my team every day of the week on Tuesday and twice on Tuesdays. And let me tell you something. They better hire a really good coach, because they just fired one of the top 10 coaches, I think, in the league. So think about that. The people that were either pushed out or retired or fired, whatever it was that you want to you don't want to follow these people. I mean, I know Pete Carroll won only one championship, and it's not 6. Should have won 2. But the bottom line is he still brought a lot of winning to Seattle in a culture that they never had. Ever. Okay, that franchise, since it was introduced to us in the Kingdome in 1976, I think it was 7. I want to say something like that. I'm going to go 1977 for Seattle. But either way, since you introduced Seattle to us and Steve Largent and company and Dave Craig and all that, they had minimal success. They had that one trip with Matt Hasselbeck. They had some success before that, but the real success came with Pete Carroll and the Legion of Doom and all that. And it's a culture, the 12th man, everything was developed in the Pete Carroll era. So you're going to follow Pete Carroll. That's not going to be easy. You're going to follow Belichick. That's not going to be easy. You're going to follow Saban. That's not going to be easy. And the Titans, they better hire a top 10 coach because they just fired a top 10 coach. Crazy shit, dude. Crazy shit on all these people. Yes.
It was 1976.
Okay.
They came in the NFC. Then the 77 to 2001, they were shifted over to the AFC. And then in 2002, they went back to the NFC.
West. Okay. All right. I remember the Falcons were in the West, in the NFC West. And you're like, what? What? It was just one of those things. No, Seattle was in our division. We had the Colts in our division. We had the Colts forever in our division. Yeah, well, we used to play Seahawks a lot. Yeah, when they were in the AFC, we used to play them a lot. Yeah, definitely. Let's do a little roll call. Brooklyn Rob is first. Jamie Zoria. Oh, man. I'm sorry. Yesterday, my man from the DR, James, by the way, I forgot to mention yesterday, I go back and forth with James from the DR all the time, and apparently he had to rush to go get a plane to get back to the DR, apparently, or I don't know where else you were going, James, if you're watching, and I know you watch religiously, so thank you very much, because yesterday you left some honey and some coffee for us, and I appreciate that immensely, dude. That was very kind of you. My wife is going to use that honey for the concoction. So when she's done with the last bottle here, she's going to use the honey that you brought. So I appreciate that immensely. So that was very nice of you, my brother, James. And thank you as always. It's over the years, one of the things that I've learned and I've grown to appreciate immensely. And I think that's those of you that get to know me, you end up finding out, right? Because I actually get to know some of our listeners and I become friends with some of our listeners. They become my friends and they have my personal cell number and we go back and forth and all that kind of stuff. And, I was thinking about this the other day. I've got friends and associates and, whatever, and acquaintances and business relations and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes, you find out about your friends or who they are or what they stand for, that kind of stuff as years go on. But one of the things that I've come to appreciate is some of you out there. Okay. I appreciate all of you that tune in and all that. But I know that some of you, not all of you, because Sean and I are done a month from now, you guys will, a bunch of you will forget the hell out of us and we never mattered to you. But one of the things in doing this now now that I'm starting my 34th year on this, one of the things that I've run into many times over is there is a certain section of you that really care about us. That you care about Sean, that you care about Bill. Rest in peace, brother. Never forget you, man. Every day I remember you somehow or some way. Um, and myself. And you do it in so many different ways. And little things like that, like James in the DR, that he doesn't have to go out of his way. The guy's from out of town, and he goes out of his way to stop by at Hialeah Park to meet me. And I wasn't there early enough because I usually get here, 10, 15 minutes before I go on the air. You know what I mean? I don't, sometimes I'll get here a half hour before, but man, that's rare, to be quite honest. So I guess he had to go, so I couldn't meet him. But this happens all the time, and I want you to know that whether it's a Brooklyn Rob or a Lisa or a NorCal, just people that I've gotten to know over the years, and that I know you truly care about us. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that, and that goes a long way. That's why I've never been the radio host when I was on radio, and I won't do it here, where the listener wasn't really important. And so that's why I was always interactive and I always took phone calls. You know what I mean? And that's why I take your chats and I take your questions and stuff like that. Because I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you guys coming to buy a car, lease a car here at Acura, or going to Canesware and mentioning our name, or whatever it is, Baptist Health, Perdomo Cigars, whatever sponsor that we have, Sloman's Home Shield. I appreciate however it is, making a donation, whatever it is. But what I really do know, and I've come to learn over the years, is that there's some of you that really care about us, and I really appreciate that. And yesterday, James, those are the kind of moments that those are the things that inspire me to continue to do this kind of stuff. That there's some people out there that truly care about us and truly want our show to succeed and truly want to support our show and all that kind of stuff. I know there's some of you that come and go and you don't really care, and if you get a nugget here, you get some news, or you get a laugh, or you get info, and then it's not that important to you in the end. I get it. There's a certain section of people like that, but just want you to know that I really appreciate the people that, go out of their way. Jeff from Long Island, another one. You know what I mean? These are the kind of people that go out of their way for us on a consistent. Gus 1388. You know what I mean? Just I want you to know that I noticed that, and I appreciate it. Okay, I really do. I appreciate it more than most. And so, thank you, James in the DR. I appreciate it. That was a very, very thoughtful present, man. Very thoughtful present. I'm not even a coffee guy. I'll tell you that for sure. I don't bullshit anybody. Good or bad, whatever it is, I'm not going to BS you. I'm not much of a coffee guy, so I don't even know if I'll drink the coffee or I'll have somebody, make it for me, and so I could try it at least. But the honey will be going to use for sure. I don't even have a coffee maker at home. You know that? I don't have a coffee maker at home. I have a cafetera, but I don't have a coffee maker. And by the way, the cafetera.
I have a Keurig.
The cafetera is rarely used. No, I don't have it. No, we're not a coffee house. We're not a coffee house. My daughter doesn't drink coffee. My wife doesn't drink coffee. I don't drink coffee. We don't drink coffee. I mean, what can I tell you? It's not that I don't like it or something. It's just I never really got into coffee. It's never been my thing,
What is it that you have? The what?
Cafetera.
What's that?
That's the one for Cuban coffee.
Okay. Yeah, I got one of those also. Okay,
right,
okay.
Yeah, cafetera.
That's
all I got, a cafetera. That's it. That's the only thing. And that thing is brand spanking new. It's been used we've been in the house like 18 years. It's like 18 years old. It's probably been used like 4 times.
Anytime we have guests over, right after the meal, the cafecitos are being sent out.
Yeah, that's not. The times I have cafe is when I'm smoking a cigar, and I usually don't, and I don't smoke at home. So I mean, I've smoked in the back patio. My wife don't mind if I do it, but I like going to a bar.
to go enjoy my cigar. I usually like doing that. Go enjoy a cigar and a little Cuban coffee, because the cigar gets you mellow. It starts getting you relaxed and all that, and then that's when you need the legal cocaine to kind of even it out. Like, I'm getting too mellow here, bro. I'm getting a little buzzed. Let me get the legal cocaine, and you go up 1,000 miles an hour. Ray Sosa is in. Mike Lombardo is in. Kyle Cockrell is in. Jeff from Long Island. One-Eyed Jack. I feel for those fans going to the game on Saturday. They're going to some dangerous temperatures. Man, there's a shitload of tickets available. Even the people in Kansas City are saying, F it. It's too cold. When the people in Kansas City are saying, hell no, I'm not going, it's bad.
And I'm sure you heard, because I got out of the car before he answered. Did you listen to Florio this morning? Were you listening to Joe driving in or no?
Yes, I was actually. Yes,
because he was asking, and I pulled up and I had to start getting ready here. But Florio asked, he's like, how can the NFL sit there and say they care about?
Oh yeah,
the
Buffalo. I did that last year with Buffalo.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing over and over. It's like negative 10 degrees. You're okay with just saying, hey, go watch the game.
Go watch the game and go get frostbite or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Like if you're a fan and the game is just running the ball, how often are you getting up and cheering? Like you're going to be sitting there just turning into an ice cube.
Yeah. My wife, God bless her. God bless my wife, dude. So I go to her. This is amazing. One of my listeners, because one of you guys said that you could get a ticket and a plane ticket and a car and $600, and I'm like, you got to go. And then I saw that story where it showed all the available seats that you can buy. I mean, lower level, you name it, dude. You can buy seats anywhere at Arrowhead tomorrow, okay? So I go to her. This is amazing. Look at all the seats. You know what she says to me? Do you want to go? You sure you want to go? I mean, God bless her, bro. I told her, hell no. I told her, you can't pay me to go to that game. I don't want to sit there for that game. And I get it that if you do win, it'll be worth it, because we've been waiting for this for so long. So any of you that are sacrificing it, God bless you, dude. But I just refuse to sit in a game. I'd rather just watch it on television, bro.
This takes away that Arrowhead home field advantage, right?
Right, yeah.
Maybe the football gods
it's
are
hell
looking
for everybody.
Maybe the football gods are finally looking down on us and like, we'll give you some help. We're not gonna give you good help, but we're gonna make it negative 10 degrees so fans won't be there.
Right. Nico Jones is in. Miami dodged the huge bullet not having Vrabel in the division. I agree. Omar Geiner, happy Friday, Big O and Sean, Fins Nation. I hope our Dolphins get that needed win. Agree. C. Dola, Steven Gonzalez, Eric. Tua is so accurate, he will be dropping dots versus the Chiefs. Let's see. Mayo as head coach smells like DEI hire. What's DEI hire? What does DEI mean? I don't know what that means. A DEI hire. You're goggling it? All right. Oh, diversity. Emilio, my brother, he was already waiting in the wings. He was already named the successor. They love him over there. Has nothing to do with that. They like him. So, I get it that you've been programmed to think that everything is like that, but everything is really not like that sometimes. And some of it is, but I get it, bro. You're either programmed one way or the other in this world, and I get it. So it's all good.
And there won't be a big overhaul because he probably has the same line of thinking of what, maybe a little bit different than Belichick, maybe more modernized, but he's not going to come in and flip everything. And the Patriots can try to continue with what they've established, I guess. Not offensively, though.
John Padilla is in the house. Alex Palenzuela. Ray is in. Jay. And reminds everybody to smash the like button and subscribe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the notification bell is also important. Manolo, man of 1,005 holds. Zuko, Lewis, Aaron, Horndog, Castrillo in the house. Look at him. There we go. Lisa Rose. MTS 3175, Chad, Mitz, Jermaine. Nico says Dolphins should be in AFC South, move Indy back to AFC East. We can still schedule Bills, Pats, Jets once a year. Nico, that's not going to happen. You're not going to ruin those rivalries. So no dice, my brother. We stay in the East. J-Town, Lofi, Eric, Big O, I can access part of my retirement. I'm 53. Do you think I should pull it out and buy Bitcoin with it? Eric, I am not a financial advisor whatsoever. 70% of it in Bitcoin, 30% in Ethereum. I am not a financial advisor at all. Whatsoever. Do not take my advice as financial advice. 70-30. Let's see. Devin Jordan, happy Friday. I have a good feeling the Dolphins will win their first playoff game in 20 years tomorrow night. Diego Souza. Crypto Fins had his fire. It is fire. I loved it. And once it had, because I share the year born with our team. Our team was born in 66, and I was born in 66. So when I saw this hat, I was like, that's my hat. By the way, caneswear.com. Use our code BIGO10. You will get 10% off. caneswear.com. Online and in person, BIGO10. Get 10% off this hat and any other hat. Heat, Dolphins, Marlins, Panthers, Canes, Inter Miami. They've got them all out there. So check it out. Les Jams is in. He says, good morning from North Carolina. Curious to see how McDaniel coaches the game because the weather calling for nothing but run game. You probably did not listen to the show yesterday, Les Jams. You might want to listen to what I talked about, how the weather will affect the game. Think Blue Dodgers. Frankie Fresco is in. Brian Walters. Sneak Attack. The Mad Max. Thank you, sir. Uber Beaner. Cuban Coffee is good. Yes, it is. Paul Cupertino. Cuban Coffee is the best, he says. Big O, are we going to be smoking Perdomo Victory cigars after the game? I hope so. Christian says, all right. Tiger Shark Tony. Ray Yorka. Big O, we need Waddle and Tyreek to be running backs. They also need to run the ball. Cuban coffee is a legal drug for all of us. Yes, it is. Paul in Connecticut. I bet the NFL regrets that 8 o'clock kickoff. No, they don't. They got their prime time. Brother, they own 93 of the top 100 programs this year on television. 93 of the top 100. The NFL cannot do anything wrong. They are ultra powerful. They are the most powerful league in the world. It's amazing. Lofi is in. She says, I'll have some ice cream sitting in Florida. Big O, I live an hour north of KC and have been offered free tickets twice. No thanks. Yeah. I mean, God bless my wife. She goes, do you want to go? It sounds like you want to go. I go, no. I was just stating the fact that it's a playoff game and people in Kansas City don't want to go. It's not that I want to go, sweetheart. I'm not using any kind of psychology on you. I'm not using that husband psychology on you. And how many wives actually tell you that? Right? How many wives just volunteer that shit and just say, honey, do you want to go? Because it sounds like a great opportunity. You know what I mean? And she knows how much I love the team. She knows I would love to like go to games like that. But that specific one, no, I don't want to go to.
But on the flip side, does she really love you if she's sending you into that weather?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
And I got a question.
Because I'm going to die just on the walk to the stadium.
Yeah. That's if the plane lands on the ice good.
I mean, I saw Furones tweeted out yesterday, being at home and watching on television is looking more and more,
Especially when Verderame said I know you would be probably getting Uber and maybe dropped off near the stadium more, but
I don't even know if they allow that.
If you're a media member and you're walking, you got to walk a mile in that.
Yeah. He knows me well. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to Uber.
Yeah, no, I'm not. And I got one question. And since people are there that are in Casey, because I've never driven in weather, I've driven in very little bit of snow and stuff like that. But how's the driving conditions in like
it's bad.
That, like 0 degrees and things like that?
I've driven in blizzards. I've driven in bad weather. I've driven in all kinds of weather. And I've been on the road enough that I've driven in like snow coming down, dude. And you're like, oh my God, am I going to live? You know what I mean? So yeah, you're driving slow as shit too. Slow. Because you're watching people power slide all over the place.
There's no hitting the brakes and stopping. You're just like, okay.
No, you're afraid to hit the brakes.
Yeah, because once you do, you start going.
You're hydrosliding. Yeah.
Mike McDaniel may run the ball just to get out of the. This might be the quickest NFL game in history.
Why'd you do that? Why did you do that?
What did I do?
You just sapped us completely.
No, I didn't.
You
Trust
just
me.
did that.
Trust me.
Now it's a 4.5 hour game because of his.
Nope.
Now I finished the post game at 3 a.m.
I'll be right there with you, but it's not going to be that long.
He sapped us.
Nope, I'm telling you, I didn't zap nothing.
You have to say that.
Jason Sanders was the game winner, baby. 3-0.
So they're going to use CGI fans or dummy fans in seats. No. We're bringing back the cardboard from the pandemic. Come on. I purchased one for $50. I'm not going to the game, but my board will be there. What's that called? I
can't remember what they called them at Inter Miami.
Cardboard. My
cardboard cutout is what I call it.
Cardboard cutout will be there.
Yours is going to be right behind McDaniel. It's going to have run the effing ball coming out of the mouth.
Yes. Run the ball. Oh, God. Yeah. Having the game on Peacock is a bad move. Why you don't have the cock? You no Peacock for you, sir? You don't have any? Poor guy. He's cockless. It's not good. It's not a good thing to be cockless. It's just not something you want to really be in the world. Then you can't pee. Cock. Anyway. Let's see. What else? We have Big O. Where can I send a video of a caja china that rotates with bicycle tires and a vacuum motor? I thought you would be interested in seeing. Oh my God, yes. I'm gonna have somebody copy and build that shit for me. Dude, you can DM me on everything. YouTube. Well, not YouTube. I'm sorry. Twitter, IG, Blue Sky, Instagram, wherever you can send that video. And the email is bigoRadioshow@yahoo.com. bigoRadioshow@yahoo.com. If the video is too long, you can WeTransfer it. And that's it. So many different ways you can do it, my brother. And by the way, Blue Sky. I know it's like a exclusive social media, right? Because you got to sign up for it and be approved, and you get in. Have you seen it yet? Have you signed up? Have you at least tried to sign up? You should. For our show purposes, you should. But I love the structure of it. I actually like how it looks, how it works. It's really cool. I like it. They stole everything from Twitter, but I like the way it looks and it handles and stuff. Blue Sky. Exactly how it sounds is how it's spelled. Blue Sky or Blue Ski. I don't know how you want to pronounce it, but whatever. Let's see. Diversity, equity, inclusion. Okay, the DEI stuff. Yes. What else do we have? Good morning, Big O. Dolphins will be forced to run the ball and we will win. This game will trigger McDaniel's running scheme. I hope so. Very nice hat. Thank you, Lofi. Appreciate it. Christian, I've been telling everybody for weeks now, freaking load up on Ethereum because Ethereum's about to pop and it looks like it's doing it now. Plus, the ETFs thing is now starting. So the same thing will happen with Bitcoin, that you started getting a pump because investors think ahead. So you had a lot of people already buying Bitcoin knowing that the ETFs were coming and what it's going to do to Bitcoin in the long run, that it's going to jack it. Now you're seeing a move on Ethereum. It's already up to 2,600, I believe. And I would tell everybody that okay. And I would tell everybody that I would tell them you got to buy Ethereum because that thing is about to explode. Right now it's at 2,676. And in the last week, it's gone up 20%, where it was pretty much actually, if you really look at it, when it was at 2187 on January 7th was pretty much the low of the last couple of weeks. So since January 7th, it went from 2170 to 2670. So it's gone up $500. Okay? Just telling you, this thing's going to pop to $4,000, $5,000 like that. And by the end of the bull run, 7 to 10, I'm not a financial advisor. So I've been telling everybody that, friends of mine that I know and people that I know that invest, and, they tell me about Bitcoin. I say, hey, don't forget Ethereum and buy Ethereum now because Ethereum is going to pop and you're going to be able to double your money pretty quickly. Put it that way. Okay. So this is why, as I've told you always, for rookies out there, I've told you, you get 100% of your pie, whether it's $100, 500, 1,000, 5,000, 100,000, 500,000, whatever, you can afford. Okay. Whatever it is, out of that pie, you get 100% of that pie, and you put 40% in Bitcoin, 30% in Ethereum, and then 10%, 10%, and 10% in altcoins. Cardano, Avalanche, Polygon, like that. And then the next time you have another, whatever it is, $100, $50, $500, $5,000, and that pie's there again for you, 40 in a Bitcoin, 30 in Ethereum, and then 10, 10, and 10. And then maybe 10 in Neutron, 10 in Cosmos, 10 in, again, a little more Polygon. You know what I mean? And you just keep rotating those 10% and move them around into different altcoins. But stay strong on Bitcoin, stay strong on Ethereum. That has to be the foundation of every crypto portfolio. Okay? Now, if you're young and you don't care and you want to take absolute risks where you can make more money long term, you can, not guaranteed. Then you go all altcoins and you don't use Ethereum or Bitcoin because they're not going to be able to double and triple and quadruple and 10 and 20 time and 30 time like others. You're going to be able to do that with your money in some of the altcoins, but there's also risks that it may not happen. And so your money sits there and you either lose or it doesn't go much anywhere. Whereas Bitcoin goes up perpetually for life. It will never stop going down. Okay? It will not have a top. It will continue to grow in value. So that's the difference between Bitcoin and other coins. Bitcoin will grow perpetually. There's only 21 million, and 2 million or 3 million of those are already lost. So you're somewhere in the 18 to 19 million range. And there's only about 1.9 million left to mine. This is going to get out of control. So I'm just telling you, as a guy that's been following this for a while now. Anyway, let's see. Both teams have to play in this. I bet not one player is looking forward to it. I agree, Brooklyn Rob. Nobody wants to play in this crap. Lofi says, when are you looking at crypto projects? Keep in mind to look at the market cap for serious long-term holders. Yes. Market cap. You also have to look at liquidity of the coins, how much of the percentage of the coins are also in circulation. You got to look at who's involved, who are the developers, who are the people creating the blockchain and the business. Do they have experience? Have they done this before? And then look for the money that's behind it. What companies are behind this? Like, I'll give you a great, you know how evil this world is? Give you multiple examples. Okay? You have Elizabeth Warren. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. I really don't care. I don't know how many times I have to say this. They all suck. But Elizabeth Warren is evil. Okay? All right? Look what happened with the ETFs. You have 5 commissioners. Okay? 2 Democrats, 2 Republicans, and Gary Gensler. The 2 Republicans voted for the Bitcoin ETFs. The 2 Democrats did not. And Gary Gensler was forced to be the deciding vote. And because they lost the lawsuits, that's why he voted it. That's why we have the ETFs, because the Democrats lost. But the Democrats are being evil, and they're trying to stop crypto because they want to control your money, and they want to put CBDCs on your ass. That's evil shit. Vanguard said yesterday they're not offering Bitcoin ETFs to their own customers. Hey, by the way, do you know who Microsoft's strategy is? You've heard of him, right? Michael Saylor, the guy that buys like hundreds and thousands of Bitcoin. You know he's like the second biggest holder of Bitcoin in the world, probably, right? Behind Grayscale. Do you know who is the second biggest investor in Microsoft? Vanguard. So Vanguard won't allow its customers to buy Bitcoin ETF, but with your money, they'll go buy Bitcoin and invest in MicroStrategy, which has the biggest Bitcoin lot in the world next to Grayscale, which I think Grayscale's lot is going down because yesterday what was going on was people were selling their Grayscale because they got to pay a 1.5%. And they're like, well, the other places are offering 0.2%, 0.3%, and I'm buying millions. That's a lot of money I got to give you, Grayscale. I'm not giving you that. So I think that's what's going on, by the way. But this is the evil shit that goes on. Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan says Bitcoin is evil, this, that, whatever. Do you know who went in on with BlackRock on the ETF? Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan. They tell the government and the public that Bitcoin is evil, this, that, and then there they are teaming up with BlackRock to run the Bitcoin ETF. They tell everybody that Bitcoin is evil. Their European branch of JP Morgan is scooping up Bitcoin. It's an open ledger. Did we not talk about this? You can't hide it. So when JP Morgan or others buy Bitcoin, we know. When Michael Saylor buys Bitcoin, we know. It's an open ledger. But most of you don't know that. So when Elizabeth Warren tells people that it's evil and that it's a lot of dirtiness, there's not. And you don't want to be dirty on the blockchain because you will get busted. They tell you one thing and they're doing completely something else. All those Democrats that are voting against Bitcoin, they're all buying it. It's an evil world, man. Evil, dude. They tell you one thing and they do completely something else because they want to keep you down the entire time. You know, whatever. But I've warned you guys many times over the last couple of years. Get off the politics. Get away from either side. And you'll see clear is what you'll do. Anyway, Vinny Lenya. Oh, hell yeah, I got Jasmine, bro. I'm loaded up on Jasmine. It's Vinny, it's all about patience here. You got to play the patient game here. A buddy of mine called me. Well, what happened to the Bitcoin ETFs? I go, well, what happened, bro? He goes, well, I thought it was going to shoot up. I go, well, you don't invest, so you don't understand. This is a long-term thing. The influx will be coming in every day. You have a lot of newbies, so you're going to have a lot of inflow, outflow early on because people don't understand it. Then as they understand it, they will start to hold. And then it'll go up. They'll get it. There's a lot of people that are learning about this. So that's what's going on. Anyway, let's see. What, Cam's 10:30, but he is running late. So he's about to pop in. He told me about 10, 15 minutes. So he's a little late. So we'll get Cam now. Okay. All right. Big O, I love what you did with the chat. Only the loyals to type in chat. Dolphins priest. How many? Listen, are you talking about the subscribing? Well, that's kind of the way it is. You know what I mean? Nice hat, Omar. Caneswear.com. They got it. Big O 10. Get 10% off. Big O, do you have any veracity? No, but veracity is good. I don't have veracity, but veracity is good. Veracity's got some great partnerships lined up. So it's got potential, dude. So I get why you're in veracity. I understand, sir. Let's see. Big old Dolphins. Okay, all these legendary coaches leaving 2024 are going to be wild. Yes. Is Coinbase good to buy? Yes, William. Coinbase is great to buy. Get a Tangem wallet. Okay. Get the 3 cards. And as you collect a nice sum on Coinbase, not every time you buy, move it over to your wallet because you got to pay a gas fee. But, if you're collecting Bitcoin, once you get to, I don't know, 500, 1,000, 1,500, move it over to your cold storage wallet. Do not keep anything on any exchange. So make sure you get a Tangem wallet, and that'll be a savior for you. Okay? That's how you can protect your money. Do not keep it on crypto.com long term, Binance, Kraken, Bybit, whatever, Coinbase. Move it all to your own cold storage wallet. Okay? What else we have here? All right. So let me remember, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Always appreciate it. Mike Suarez says 40% total stock market index funds, 20% Bitcoin. Nothing wrong with that. I'm probably more of a pure crypto guy. It's grown way more than the stock market. But I think it's great to diversify yourself and have a stocks. So I think it's as long as you're doing the right stocks, yes, I think it's a good thing to diversify yourself, no doubt. All right, let's I don't think I have time to get into a couple Dolphin things that I want to get into. I'm going to wait for Cam Wolf to join us. Let's do this. Let's do our 3A Graphics sports calendar. And Alan Blanco, amazing people. Again, I tell you about our great sponsors, and 3A Graphics is one of them. 980 West 22nd Street in Hialeah. Call Alan, 786-618-1443. Custom printing and embroidery, folks. Panthers last night in overtime. Reinhardt with a game-winning goal with less than a second left. Or 7 seconds left, right? 7/10 of a second left. Yes, that's what it was. 7/10 of a second left. The guy's been an MVP this year. He's been awesome. Saturday, they take on Jersey. Tonight, the Heat without Butler. They host the Magic. Caleb also is questionable, although he may play. Lowry, doubtful. Tyler Hero, also now with a strained right shoulder. Jesus, that guy's always injured. Dolphins on Saturday will take on the Chiefs. All right? That's your 3A Graphics sports calendar. And now we unleash the Wolfpack.
We unleash the Wolfpack as we get the latest in the NFL and the Miami Dolphins with our KSDT CPA Pro Football Report with NFL Network insider Cameron Wolf. KSDT is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT CPA is a full-service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit them at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370. Here's NFL insider Cameron Wolf.
All right. There he is. Are you in Kansas City? Are you headed there? What's the deal?
So I actually have a different assignment this week. I'm in Buffalo, everybody's Dolphins fans' favorite team. I got Buffalo Steelers this week. So the way it works for us, we have one reporter per game, and James Palmer lives pretty close to Kansas City and Denver. So he has Kansas City, Miami, and I've got Buffalo, Pittsburgh.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you got the short end of the stick, bro. You got
yeah, you can look at it either way, right?
Wait. Are you in Toronto right now?
No. I actually am in Buffalo. I just headed up. I just got to practice. They have practice in about 30 minutes. And so I pulled up to the facility just now, set up there. So I haven't got a Toronto trip in. Maybe I can squeeze one in. But the problem is weather, just like in KC, is going to be brutal over the next couple of days. So I don't know how much driving I want to do.
Yeah, no, I know. But it's so funny because a lot of us that go there, we always say, "Hey, did you go to Toronto?" You don't want to, you don't really want to hang out in Buffalo. But if you just take a 45-minute drive,
yep,
you're in a really cool place, bro. Because
absolutely.
Toronto is freaking awesome, man. I love Toronto. I bet every time I've gone to Buffalo, I go to Toronto because it's like I don't think you ever met Jim Mandich, right? You never met him, right?
No.
But you've obviously heard the name and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a famous saying. He goes, every time I check in to a hotel in Buffalo, I look at the front desk person and I say, give me a room without a view.
That's funny.
And that's the Mad Dog. That was the Mad Dog. And that's one of those lines that I'll never forget from the Mad Dog because it's true. Once you go to Buffalo, you really want to spend time in Toronto. All right. Let's get into it. I got to tell you something. I said this last week before they even lost this game to Buffalo. I picked Buffalo. It's the only time I picked against the Dolphins this year was Buffalo. But I said last week they got a better shot next week against Kansas City. And I still feel that way. And I feel like the weather will force McDaniel to run the ball more, which I actually think might be a positive for the Miami Dolphins. So tell me how crazy I am.
I don't think you're that crazy. I will say they are with the injuries, they're probably a worse team than they were last week. But that being said, I think there's a good point with the elements. It's going to be not only cold, but it's going to be windy. And so that starts to affect the passing game. And ideally, that means you lean on your backs. Now, I am curious how the Dolphins' backs travel. Not as much Raheem Mostert, but Achane, who's maybe 175 pounds. How does he play in the cold weather? A Texas kid. You assume you can ground and pound, but can you ground and pound with a smaller back? I think we're going to see. But I will say that I think that's their recipe. I talked about it on NFL Network earlier this week. They had 101 yards last week, the first half, 7 in the second half. And the offense went scoreless in the second half. And you can say, hey, they didn't have as many snaps, this and that. The reality is the offense is on pace when they run the ball. It's off pace when they don't run the ball. And you can't let defense's adjustments of coverage and scheme affect your willingness and ability to run the ball. And so regardless if Waddle plays this week, I still want to see them have the run be the core of their offense because it can be really effective. And because you have Tyreek and likely Waddle on the field, defenses have to always respect that deep passing game. And so they can't load up the box. And I think that's Miami's recipe to the win. Run the ball. The other thing about that is you shorten the game. You keep your defense off the field as far as snaps, which limits you with your lack of depth. So to me, that's the formula, but we'll see what Mike does.
Yeah, no. Well, it's again. I think the weather might actually force him to be a little bit more responsible with and listening. One of the things I talked about with Tua, besides making better decisions with the football and staying, he's had way too many turnovers this year, and that's really not who he is. And I think that's because the habits that have been developed with him and Mike being ultra aggressive. It's funny, right? Because the guy that supposedly couldn't throw deep is the guy that throws deep the most in the NFL. You know what I mean? It's the guy that has the hardest passing set every week because McDaniel's so damn aggressive. And I'm really hoping because we as Dolphin fans and as an old fan, brother, we got tired of watching Brady dink and dunk.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody used to complain about Brady dinking and dunking because, yeah, he'd hit you over the top, but he'd fucking kill you to sleep with 4-yarders and 5-yarders and all. We don't see the Dolphins do enough of that. Whereas Drew Brees did that tons. Joe Montana did that tons. Peyton Manning did that tons. That's what these guys do. And I heard Tua this week talk about spreading the ball out and taking what the defense gives him. Something tells me we might see what I want. A little bit more of a responsible and less risky passing game.
Yeah, the key for that really is just how they dictate the game in the first half, right? Because like we talked about, they ran maybe the ideal game plan in the first half, right? If you look at the numbers, they ran the ball 17 times, they threw the ball 14 times.
I was
More
so
runs
proud
than
of
passes. That's quote unquote the ideal game plan. It's after halftime that was the issue. Like they scored 14 points at half. You double that, that's 28 points. If you can guarantee me the Dolphins get 28 points this week, I'm going to feel pretty darn solid about their chances of winning Kansas City. And so it's the one half went according to plan. It was the second half that was the issue, and that's what happens when a team adjusts, right? And I think that the Chiefs do a really good job of showing disguises of adjusting. So it's going to be another challenge for Mike McDaniel with Steve Spagnuolo on the other side. At some point, he's going to throw a wrench into your plan. What happens when your plan, because I do think they'll come in with the plan that we're talking about, but what happens when your plan is thrown off? How do you adjust?
Yeah. I tweeted out. You can go look at the timeline. At halftime, I tweeted out how proud I was of the Dolphins with that. Outside of the stupid option play that he called for Achane, and he opened up the game with a pass play trying to be Mr. Smart Guy, and they had a penalty. And on the next play, Achane gets 16 yards, and it's like, yo, dude, just keep it simple, stupid. It's Kiss. Let's go, Kiss.
Right.
But there wasn't a lot to complain about in the first half. I thought it was a beautiful first half. And then that second half, I'm like, yo, Mike, come on, man, please. And you lost the game on 2 flukish plays.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
that's the part that sucks, dude. It just I don't know. It's just one of those things that just drives me crazy. All right, now you guys really don't watch practice. Okay,
Well, we
so
only get usually maybe 10, 15 minutes,
yeah.
so you can't really see any of the team periods for sure.
So
Not since training camp.
what's your gut tell you? Because I am convinced some of these players aren't playing. Okay, I don't think the safety's playing. I really don't. There were some things like he was saying yesterday about Waddle and Mostert for Saturday. He goes optimistic if both don't have setbacks, and I almost think like that's kind of covering his ass. I almost don't feel good about those two guys playing. So your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll start with Javon because I've talked to Javon a lot over the last few weeks, and I don't think people realize just kind of how difficult an injury it is for both knees. When you have one MCL, you can let the other one's healthy, and so you can feed off of that, and you can it kind of heals and degenerates. But when both of them are limited, it's hard. And he came back because he wants to come back and he wanted to play in these games, but he's not 100%. And he's playing through pain. It's limiting his cutting. It's limiting his
You
movement.
see it.
And
You see it.
and you've seen it the last couple games. Like last game, the first game, I think Mike said he pulled him out. This game, so Javon said he pulled himself out. And so you've got 2 games in a row where your safety tries to play but can't finish the game. And so you start to ask yourself, is it more than it's worth, right? Is it more than it's worth having a limited Javon Holland who's not going to be able to finish the game and play versus knowing going in we're not going to have him? I think they're going to have a very interesting question. It's tough because it's the playoffs.
I get it.
Everybody wants to play. They don't want to say, hey, I sat out our only playoff game because, I was injured, right? And so I do think you'll see him try, but I wouldn't be surprised if they say for the betterment of him, if we think it's going to be the same thing, let's just try to sit you out. Deshaun, his calf, he tried to play through it as well. That those sort of things linger. And so that's another issue of like, he's not going to be 100%. It's a very high risk of re-injury. Do you go in light?
Dangerous. Yes. That could really turn into a serious injury.
Absolutely.
You have to be really careful with calves, dude.
And the other thing that people don't talk about a lot, and I know it's probably minor, but let's say you go in and you make Javon and Elliott active, right? You're probably keeping 2 other safeties active. If both of those guys go down in game, you only have 2 safeties left. And so you're limited on not only your depth at safety, but your ability to play special teams. And then you give up touchdowns like you did this past week. And so it just trickles down all through the team. And so that would be my worry with the 2 safeties. On the offensive guys, the Raheem stuff is a little troubling to me because they had so much optimism a couple of weeks ago that he was good to go. And when you even watch Raheem talk about it on Hard Knocks, he was just kind of like, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. It's just not, it's just stiff. It's not feeling right. And so the hope is another week gives him that. Maybe it does, but I'd imagine if he plays, he's probably another guy who's limited where you're trying not to overdo it with him, which means you're probably still leaning on Achane and Jeff Wilson a lot. And it's probably a true.
What happened to Brooks? What happened to Brooks? Because
I just don't think at this stage of his career, they want him to be taking heavy carries.
That's what it is.
I think it is. I just think
he played really well, dude.
I understand. I understand.
Made a seamless transition from college to the NFL.
I understand, and I'm with you. I certainly would like to see him more, but I think it's not too dissimilar to Fangio having a certain trust in players, running his scheme and doing things and being effective in it. I think there's probably some of that element with McDaniel.
I'm confused with that. Is he not completely healthy? But if he wasn't completely healthy,
no, I think it's completely healthy.
Why the hell would you? Right? Why the hell would you take a roster spot for so many weeks?
I think they like him. They like him on special teams, and I think they like they had to choose, they like the other 3 backs better than him and trust him more than him. And so right now he's simply just the 4th back they want to see getting carries.
I think he's way more dynamic than Jeff Wilson.
I think they would disagree.
Oh, I saw.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
I saw his vision. Yeah. I saw him as a runner. Jeff Wilson has nothing on that kid as a runner.
I'm not saying you're wrong,
and I
don't think we have enough evidence to know, like in game, what it looks like. But I'm just telling you. You asked me why. I'm giving you the why of why I think he's not playing a lot of snaps.
Yeah. Wow. I'm a little shocked there because I think you can use him and he can help you, man.
Right.
Big time. I mean, the Keaton Mitchell kid was a rookie too, and he was killing it with Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? And Pacheco won a Super Bowl as the damn rookie, so I don't know. I've watched rookies over the years that have trouble in transition, and I see it. I didn't watch this kid struggle with. He didn't struggle with blocking.
Right.
That to me, that's the ultimate test of a running back in the NFL.
Right.
I don't care. All of them know how to find a hole pretty much and run. You know what I'm saying? But if you know how to pick up the blocker, and they were putting him on the field to be a blocker, that's like, brother, that's trust at the highest level.
Right.
I'm confused. I'm
Yeah.
confused. I
I
am.
think you're going to see Brooks probably make a bigger impact in year 2, but right now
Sure.
I just don't think there's probably going to be a lot for him.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What do they do outside of Tyreek? Because even if I don't think Waddle's going to play, but if he plays, he's going to be nothing more than a decoy. Okay, so give me the other receiver that must be a factor in this game tomorrow.
Cedric Wilson. And I think it's interesting because at the start of the season, you would have asked most Dolphins fans, they would have discarded Cedric Wilson for a loaf of bread. You know, it was rough standing, but time and time again, you've looked for a third receiver or sometimes a second receiver, and it's been Cedric who most of the time has made bigger plays. You know, he caught that touchdown this past week. He's earned a lot more snaps than Chase Claypool. We saw that route that Chase ran towards the end of the game. There's a certain level of trust, and while Cedric probably lacks some explosiveness, he lacks what you bring with Tyreek and Waddle. I think what he does provide is some a big size, and you know that he's going to be in the right spot for the most part. And I think that's very important for Tua in a timing-based offense. And so I think you'll see Cedric Wilson. You need him. You don't need him to have a 100-yard day, but you need him to get 4, 5, 6 catches in key situations to be able to be somebody where, hey, if they double team Tyreek or if they shade a lot of coverage to Tyreek and or Waddle, then we have somebody that can beat their third corner one-on-one. And that's simply it. We've not seen enough of it from Berrios for me to be confident that it's going to be him. And the running backs, although they've been effective, I don't think they've been as consistent of a weapon in the passing game as I would have anticipated.
Well,
And so
that's
I
their
think
that's McDaniel's fault, not anybody else's.
and
We could have
and
used him.
so yeah, I think that you're going to be looking at Cedric Wilson. He would be the guy that I would say I would love to see a 5 catch for 55-yard game from Cedric Wilson, maybe a touchdown. I think that to me would be very important for the offense.
All right, Anchor Bar, give me a prediction, Anchor Bar.
For the Dolphins Kansas City game, I think that I think the Dolphins are going to come out just like last week. I think I predicted last week to a T. I think I said the Dolphins were going to come out early and jump on them, and then the Bills were going to come back and get a game-winning drive and win the game. Um, I think that this week, the Dolphins are going to once again come out hot. I think that this is going to be a sluggish, ugly game, and I think ultimately at the end, Patrick Mahomes is going to make a play and going to beat them. But I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. I think the Dolphins are going to fight and be in control of this game for much of the game. And I think ultimately 15 on that other side is going to show why he's the best quarterback in football.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Follow him on Twitter at Cameron Wolf and catch his exceptional work there at the NFL Network. As always, my brother, appreciate you. Safe in your travels and stay warm.
I'll try my best. Appreciate you.
You got you. There you go. Cameron Wolf, and you got to call our friends at KSDT CPAs, man. Listen, if you need help with your taxes, personal, business, you call our friends at KSDT CPAs. Use our QR code right there, and you can reach out to them anywhere in the country. You can reach out to the people at KSDT CPAs. It's a phone call. You can do all that stuff over the phone, emails, everything. Reach out to them, 305-670-3370. They're also hiring. They've got offices in Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties, and they've got a new office in Charlotte, North Carolina. So if you're in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, they're also hiring there at KSDT CPAs. 305-670-3370, business taxes, personal taxes, and especially for the businesses out there, you know you need that tax guidance all throughout the year. Nobody better. Top 200 firm by Forbes, KSDT CPAs, and follow them on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on everywhere. KSDT CPAs. Hour number 2 is next. Manny Navarro starts it off.
This has been the KSDT CPA Pro Football Report with NFL insider Cameron Wolf. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full-service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit them at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646. Viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. If you're a Miami sports fan, there's only one store to go to, and that's Canes Wear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Canes Wear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Canes Wear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navarro. Exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navarro.
There he is, locked and loaded and ready to go. How you feeling, my man? You feeling good?
Feeling good, Got my second pickleball tournament coming up this weekend. I'm playing in that Miami Marine thing. It's going to have like 400 people in it, so I'm excited. I'm out here practicing day before. Off-season, baby.
I got you. All right, that's good, man. And getting some exercise in. That's fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's at the Miami Marine Stadium?
Yep, it's at the Miami Marine Stadium. Outside, I guess they're going to put some courts
Like
out there.
In the parking lot or something? Is that what they're doing?
That's what they're doing. Yeah, it's going to be a big festival, a lot of food trucks and all kinds of different things. So it'll be an experience.
Yeah, dude. Man, that place brings so many memories. Because I went there for concerts, for boat races. I mean, there's so many things that I used to. I that was one of my favorite places to go see a concert. Miami
Beautiful
Marine
place,
Stadium.
man. Beautiful place.
Yeah, it was like a floating stage, and then everybody's watching, and then you got the bay behind you and the city line and all that. I wish they would fix that thing up again. By the way, it was a Cuban dude that designed that. Do you know that?
No, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yes,
I got to look up the history.
You should look up the history. It's un señor cubano.
One of our people.
Designed it. Yes, one of our peoples actually designed it years ago, and so it's a shame that it's gone to waste like that, dude. Because it was such a great. I mean, I remember seeing from Molly Hatchet to Air Supply, bro. I mean,
Wow.
all kinds of concerts there I
Yeah,
saw, man.
you
Yeah,
must have some great photos somewhere, man, like in scrapbooks or something. I'm guessing you got a
yeah.
few
There's
photos.
got to be somewhere, some photos somewhere of that, man. Yeah, going to see that. So first of all, what'd you think of the Saban news?
Obviously, huge news, surprising news. I don't think anybody really, at least among the recruits and the people around the program, were necessarily expecting. It's one of those things where you hear it for years, right? He's going to retire. He's 72. One of these years, he's going to stop. Considering how good Alabama was this year, and they kind of turned things around, it's kind of surprising, right? They make the playoffs, they lose to the national champion in overtime. You thought maybe, well, he's got another year in him, right? He's got Jalen Hurts coming back, so surprising, but it's part of college football, man. It's a pretty credible 24-hour stretch between Saban, Belichick, and Pete Carroll, and Harbaugh. I'm guessing is probably going to the NFL, so that'll be another college coach that ends up leaving.
It's interesting because I was talking about this, that you look at Saban and then you look at Belichick,
Yeah,
and sometimes you don't know when to say when.
right.
And I watched Shula, down the stretch where he lost it. Unfortunately, it wasn't. Even though his worst years were still better than most of the guys that have come after him. By the
Right.
way, that's the funny part. But we watched Chuck Noll lose it. We watched Tom Landry lose it. And so I think Belichick's lost it.
Yeah,
I don't think whoever hires Belichick, I don't think it's going to be successful. I don't care where he goes, but I respect Saban on this. He knew this was the time, and I don't care what he says. He saw the NIL stuff. I can't see this guy kissing kids' asses for
right.
3-4 years to keep them there the entire time. You don't only have to kiss their ass to recruit them. You have to then kiss their ass every month and keep them happy and all that shit. I think it got to a point where he said, "This is too much. I'm done. Let me get out of here before it really gets ugly for me." Whereas I don't think Belichick sees the writing on the wall. Your thoughts on that?
No, I think those are great points. I think, for a guy like Saban, clearly he wasn't built for the professional game, and that's what college is becoming. It's becoming a professional game. You got to deal with agents. You got to deal with kids who, as you said, are sort of prima donnas now, right? They expect certain things. And I think for him, he picked the right time. He's accomplished everything you need to accomplish. He's the winningest coach in college football history in terms of championships. He's a legend, and I think this is the time for him to step away. I mean, there's really, with how much the sport is changing and how much you hear younger guys with more energy than him complaining about the crap that they have to deal with. You can see why at age 72 he still has his health. He still looks good. Let him enjoy life for a few years. Let him come down to a $17 million mansion here in Jupiter and enjoy retirement.
Yeah, and drive his wife crazy. Probably that's what's going to end up happening.
That's true.
I don't know if that guy, I can retire, bro, and I can go to a bunch of concerts. I can follow my crypto passion, my dogs. I got things that I like outside of doing this. If I retired, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't know if that guy has anything. I don't know if like Dennis Green, rest in peace, was a musician. I don't know if you knew
Right.
that he was a great drummer. Actually, he could drum and he would play jazz and stuff like that. And so that was kind of his other passion outside of football. And so you see that with some of these guys, that they have passions outside of sports. What the hell is Saban gonna do, bro? Oh my God, that's
I guess a lot of fishing. I don't know what else he likes to do besides that. He likes to play some basketball. He's gonna need to bring some of his friends over, I guess, to do that. I mean, the guy's been married to this thing for a long time, and his passion is obviously coaching defense and winning and building incredible rosters. So yeah, I mean, that's the hard part for all of these guys. That's why Bear Bryant didn't last very long after he retired, right? I mean, kind of a broken heart, right? When you don't get to do what you love, and so.
Right.
Hopefully for Nick Saban, he's got a long. One thing he could end up doing, and I know we've been discussing this nationally, is, does college football need a commissioner, right? Do they need somebody to sort of take over and lead this sport to better places? Because right now, all the crap that you're dealing with an administrative type role, helping and change the sport of college football, would that be something Nick Saban maybe is interested in the years to come if we get to that point where college football decides, you know what, these NCAA rules, they're just not working. We need to branch off and sort of form our own league here. Would Saban be maybe the perfect first commissioner for college football? I think that's something that maybe he would be interested in because he does care about the overall health of the sport, and he does care about, the game, and he wants to see it thrive. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him do that.
All right. The Canes got to recruit the kid from Albany. I get it.
Yep.
By the way, did that kid play for Antonio Brown in his Albany Arena League?
No, did not.
All right, just checking.
Yeah.
Because Antonio Brown probably still owes him money. No, but on a serious note, all right. So they did bring the kid in. Now, this was the kind of recruit that you brought in that you didn't say, "This is the guy." You
Right.
said, "This is part of the competition," and
Correct.
you also said that there's a next wave coming after spring ball. There'll be unhappy quarterbacks that people like Nick Saban won't be able to keep happy, and they'll lose. So that's why Nick Saban retired. So now there'll be options. So will Miami still go after that next wave? Yes or no?
I think it all depends on who becomes available. If there's somebody that they really think is good enough for it, is going to be an upgrade over Emory Williams and Jakari Brown and Reese Poffenbarger.
A starter.
Yeah, if there's a bona fide starter that becomes available for whatever reason, I think that's something that I think would interest the staff. I think right now they're trying to add other pieces. You mentioned the quarterback that they got on Tuesday. They picked up safety. Jason Taylor's son ended up coming over from Arizona. Not that he's got a great he doesn't have a great track record. He's only started 3 games in 3 years at Arizona. So this is a guy who I think, again, is another depth piece. But you never know. Maybe he comes in here and he kills it and he just plays well. And then they got a kid from Marshall who played for Lance Guidry. I like this kid a little bit more. He's an edge rusher. He started 20 games at Marshall, so he's an experienced guy. You need more of those older guys. You saw Branson Dean had a positive effect on Miami's defense. A kid who was a 6th-year kid out of Purdue. This is another older player who I think will help Miami. So I
like that because Lance Guidry
right
likes it. And Lance Guidry knows he can't bring a kid here to fail. So he knows he's bringing somebody that's going to add something to his team. So I don't even know anything about the kid, but just because he has a connection with the defensive coordinator, I kind of like his chances to be a contributor.
I'm with you, and I think that's huge. I think anytime you can bring guys who played in a system, it helps out tremendously, and that's gonna be a good thing for Miami next season. They need some veteran guys. There's gonna be young on defense.
He'll teach other guys.
Yeah, that's the whole point. He'll be there to teach the young edge rushers and to help them out and to get them in the right spots, etc.
Yeah. So I was wondering about that. So now that Ryan Williams, said no to Alabama, now that Saban's out, so can he come to Miami?
They were recruiting him early in the process. He was a 2025 kid and then ultimately reclassified to 24, so he sped up his process. He's basically down to Texas, Alabama, and Auburn. His dad played at Auburn, so I think right now the likelihood is that he ends up at Auburn. But, ship sailed on Miami a while ago.
Okay. All right. What was that whole thing with the NIL penalties for FSU?
Basically the same type of mistake that Katie Meyer did with the Cavender twins, where she basically was the middleman between her and the collective, and that's what Alex Atkins, the offensive coordinator, did with Amarius Mims, the offensive tackle who just finished his career at Georgia and is entering the draft. Amarius Mims entered the transfer portal in the spring of 2022. Was looking for another school, visited Florida State, and essentially what happened was Florida State connected him with a booster, which is a no-no. You're not allowed to do that. Obviously, in the modern day of college football, that happens all the time. Every school does this now. You basically have a money man that talks to prospective recruits. So the NCAA rules have to change eventually. But for right now, those are the rules in place, and Florida State got caught.
Okay. All right. What else are you working on besides your pickleball game or the Athletic?
I wrote 5 stories yesterday for the Athletic, man. I was a little busy yesterday working on a couple different pieces. Five?
Oh, that's slacking.
I know. I wrote 5. I was a little busy yesterday. We have a piece coming out on Nick Saban's entire career, including his time here with the Dolphins. I caught up with Channing Crowder and a couple of other Dolphins players who played for Saban to talk about his time here. So I'm one of the writers on that story, just sort of about the path of Nick Saban, all of these years, all the people he affected and touched, etc. So that'll be coming out. I just had a piece come out today with Grace Rayner on Alabama's class and their roster. The fact that they've got 30 days now to enter the transfer portal and find a new school if they want because of the head coaching change, what that means. And I had a mailbag that I did with some Canes questions in it, some Florida State questions, USF, UCF, the Gators. There's plenty to read on the Athletic website that I've been involved with.
And if you've never been in a media room with Manny Navarro, well, little do you know he's Cuban Jamaican, right?
That's right.
And he used to be on that skit with Living Color. Oh man, you wrote 5 articles. I wrote 7 articles before noon, man. I'm writing 5 more for lunch. Laka.
That's right.
So we know you from your Living Color days. All right, follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro and get your pickleball tips from him there. Manny, as always, have a great weekend, my brother. We will catch up next week. I appreciate you.
No problem. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, sir. There you go. And don't forget, use our code BIGO10 so you can get 10% off at caneswear.com. Or if you go personally to 2655 South University Drive in Davie, use our code BIGO10. You will get 10% off. Does anybody know what platform O uses to buy? Crypto.com. I buy on Exodus. I buy on damn it. What's the name? I buy on Binance. I buy on the wallet now that I have, also the Tangem wallet. By the way, great news on Tangem. It just broke today, this morning. On Tangem wallet, you can actually trade Bitcoin or Ethereum for any coin on any chain, pretty much, or many coins on almost all chains there. So it allows you. Normally, you would trade Ethereum for Ethereum-based coins, ERC20 coins. You couldn't trade for anything on the Bitcoin network. Now it crosses over on Tangem wallet. That is very cool, dude. Anyway, so I buy all that, but then I collect, and then I move over to my cold storage wallet, whether it's my Trezor Model T or Tangem wallet or something like that. Okay, you should do the same. Big O, when you drop in these crypto videos, I'm down for a study buddy. You should check out all the video. He puts up videos left and right and audio clips of crypto, and we tell you a lot of stuff there. You might want to check it out. Let's see. I think I told you, Vinny, and thank you. Yes, I am still on Jasmine. What else? Bill's fake crowd noise. What do you think of Ethereum? I love Ethereum, bro. I got plenty of Ethereum. It's only going to grow, and it is about to make a fat ass run. Okay. Brooklyn Rob says 40, 30, 10, 10, 10 has worked very well for me. There you go. There you go. Just bought another 100 of Ethereum, Nico Jones. He says, spending my money. No. You spend your money. I didn't tell you nothing. I am not a financial advisor. You make your own decisions. But it's a great decision. That's just my opinion. Big O, the weather in KC might actually stop McDaniel from moving off the running game. This could work in favor for the Finns. John Russell clearly did not listen to the show yesterday. I can tell. Badger says, the last 2 weeks really upset me. I hate that the Dolphins beat themselves. Yeah, so do I. Good morning, Big O and Sean. TGIF, any hopes for the Dolphins winning this Saturday? Yes, sir. Yes. Can you still stake and earn interest from the cold storage wallet? Yes. On Exodus, you can stake Ethereum. You can stake Cardano. You can stake Polygon. You can stake VeChain, because I stake all of those. And then several other coins. They have the Cosmos. I don't know if I mentioned it. I'm not a Tezos guy, but you can stake Tezos there. You can stake Solana there. Yeah, they do have several for staking. Tangem wallet doesn't have any staking. Okay. Let's see. Gus, I know on Exodus Cold Storage I can stake. Yes, exactly. Not sure about other wallets. Yes, exactly. You just got to check it out. Crypto.com does, but the rates aren't nearly as good. Let's see what else. Trade value. Why are you guys talking about that? Big O, do you think any coaches will be trying to trade for Tua? All right, let me explain something to all of you out there, okay? Because I see the silliness already on the. If you don't like Tua, if you don't believe in Tua, let me enlighten you. Let me give you information that you desperately need so you can kind of move on. Okay? All right? Tua is loved in the building. They're not trading Tua, they're not moving off from Tua or nothing. Could they delay the contract 1 year? Maybe. You know, I still think they'll give it to him. I probably would hold off a little bit, but whatever. But they're not anywhere near whatever you are with Tua. So I just want you guys to know you're wasting your time talking all that bullshit. Okay? I just want you to know that. You're wasting your time. You sound like a crazy person because there's no shot in hell they're trading Tua. There's no shot in hell they're drafting another quarterback to take over from Tua. There's no shot that they're going to sign a free agent to take over Tua. Tua will be the starter for the next few years to come. Okay? So stop wasting your time and talking stupidity when no one in the building at all is thinking about that. They're not contemplating it. They're not discussing it. There are no actions being held out there. Nothing. Understand that when I tell you. Okay? So when you say it, all you're doing is like those silly conspiracy theory people. You're talking stuff that doesn't really happen, never really happened, and it's all a lie. And that's what the Tua talk is. It's all a lie. He will never be traded. He will not be dissed. They will not draft somebody else. None of that will happen. So move on and talk about a running back, a receiver, a lineman, a linebacker, a defensive end, a tackle, anything else you want. But I'm just telling you, stop with the Tua stuff. It's ridiculous. You got no shot at it happening. So why are you wasting your time? Okay? From here on out, when I hear it next time, I'll just say, you're a dumbass. And that's it. But I'll be half nice now. Half. Okay? But just, I want to tell you how stupid you sound. That's all. Okay? Let's see. What else do we have? I don't understand why you think coaches don't want to follow these other great coaches, don't want to follow a great coach, no confidence. I wouldn't want a coach like that anyway. It's just that you're compared to him every single time because it's so fresh. It's not a good situation for anybody to replace a great player, to replace a great coach. It is not a good situation. It's too fresh. If you haven't lived it, I'm sorry. You don't want to follow a great coach. You don't want to follow a great player. And you don't want to be the son of a great player either. Okay? It's just an extra burden on you. I get it, Dennis. Maybe you're not picking up on it and you don't understand it, but it is the reality. And there's another layer of pressure that comes with becoming the Detroit Lions coach or becoming the Patriots coach. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Because you're Dan Campbell, you're following a long list of losers. So anything you do will be more impressive than anything that's happened there. Now, anything you do will be compared to the guy that was there before you. And if the guy that was there before you was exceptional to this day, anybody that becomes a Dolphins coach is referred to who? To Shula. Okay? So, and you're not even following Shula. You're 10 coaches after Shula. And you're still like, yeah, well, Shula didn't do that. And that's what us older guys, because we're measuring you to the best. That's just the way it goes. It's not fun. They don't stop hearing about it. So if you're going to replace Michael Jordan and you're going to replace Joe Montana and you're going to replace Tom Brady and oh my God, this guy, what was it? Mac, he's the next Brady. Oh, he's like Tommy. He's intense like Tommy Boy. And then you carry that burden, dude. It's not fun. Never has been. Being the son of a great player, following a great coach, following a great player, you don't want to do that, dude. Because you hear it. You hear it, and it's not fun. Let's see. No, Cam Wolf was in Buffalo. They gave him Buffalo instead. Mateo, thank you for the love on the super chat. Sub-zero weather nullifies home field advantage. Probably. Big O, since your Dolphins priest in the Dolphins Bible yesterday, we hired in 95 Jimmy Johnson. That's your Judas chapter, LOL. Yeah, that was bad. Mattel, thank you again for the super chat. Power back like Brooks can excel in bad weather. I don't know why he has not been used, because he was not like a dumb player and was making mistakes or anything like that. He looked really good, man. Just bought 3.5 in Bitcoin. 3,500 in Bitcoin. Nice job by you, dude. Wow. That's big money, Hunter Butler. Good for you, brother. Good for you. That is, and there's a nice dip right now, too, which good for you, man, because this thing's about to pop to 50 really quick. I think it's in the 45 range, I want to say. Am I correct here? I want to say 44, 129. That is awesome by you. This volatility is beautiful, bro. Beautiful. It allows you to get into some of these dips and take advantage of some of these altcoins. I love it. Where's Kryptonite? How much is it down? Let's see. Ooh, it's down 10%. It is in the low 10 cents area. I love it. That is a great buying zone. Neutron, at 138. I think Neutron at 138 now becomes a good buying zone, actually. Whereas Pendle's up 139. It's at $1.94. Pendle has gone completely opposite of the last couple of days. Man, that is impressive what Pendle has done. Holy crap, that is impressive. Immutable X is up 6.5%, up to $2.28. Alethea, Liquid Intelligence token, is up 6.7%. Ethereum is up 4%, up to 2,678. Pretty impressive. Demo, that I told you about, is up 31%. I gave you Demo. Where is it? I gave you Demo on January 2nd at 36 cents. Demo is now 56 cents. Since January 2nd, it's moved up 20 cents. What do you think about that? 36 to 56? That's some shit right there, dude. I gave you, let's see. Where are we at here? Oh, shit. Wow. This is pretty good, man. There's some dips here that are really, really, really good, dude. I got to tell you. By the way, Hive Mapper, we gave it to you at 14 cents. It's down 4.6% today. It's at 20 cents. Okay. Alephium, Alephium, on January 2nd. We gave you listen to this. Listen to this. I gave you Alephium on January 2nd at $1.08. Do you know where Alephium is right now? At $1.08. Do you know where it is now? Take a guess. $2.05. Okay. I mean, there's some that I gave you on January 2nd. Tectum, I gave you on January 2nd. Listen to this. It's at $20.81. It is down 5% today. Down 5% today. I gave it to you on January 2nd at $20.81. Take a guess. Where's Tectum at? 35.48. Almost double. He went to $40. You're giving me too much credit. Okay. I gave you on January 2nd Tectum at $20.81. It's made $15 on top of that. I mean, we are on a freaking smoke show roll, dude. Okay? Like, we have been dishing out winners left and right. So I hope you're taking advantage of it. And wait till we're about to get a nice pump in the next week, because as the ETFs continue to develop and the money starts flowing in, and BlackRock will be putting in billions in this month, you're going to see it, because you're going to have a lot of volatility right now because there's going to be a lot of outs. Not as much. You're going to have a lot of in, but I bet you it was like 65-35, 60-40 yesterday on the outs to the ins. Okay? But it's going to go the other way. It's going to go 60-40, 70-30 the other way as the next couple of weeks develop, because as it starts to climb, okay, the pressure will be on and the investors will say, I got to long this thing. And you're going to have less of the short plays. You'll see. It's just people have to they have to understand it. And right now people are going to, right now that it's been thrown into the market now, finally, now people can study it because they have to if they want to make some money. And then they'll figure it out. What else do we have? Big O, I need Miami to at least beat KC. Feel good going forward. You think this will be a competitive game? All right, man. Let's give you our prediction. Okay? Let's give you our prediction. Last week I picked the Bills. I've picked the Dolphins every week except last week. Last week I just didn't like the Dolphins. And by the way, I should have lost. Dolphins should have won that game. They lost on two freak plays. You know what I'm saying? So, if the coach would have coached better in the second half, and obviously the freak plays, Miami wins that game and I lose. I win because, they would have beaten Buffalo and I would have been happy. But that's the only reason I didn't pick them. I'm picking the Dolphins this week. Yes, I know it sounds crazy, but I love that this weather is like this. I talked about it yesterday. I think they're gonna run the hell out of the ball. And I got to feel that at one point or another, somebody's got to pull this guy aside. And I'm talking about Mike McDaniel, and say, you abandoned the run again. And you did it against the Bills last year. And you can't do it next week against Kansas City. And you've got to, do a better job. And the other thing that gives me a lot of hope was listening to Tua this week. Okay? Tua's well aware of the turnovers. But when I saw him talk about spreading the ball around and taking more of what the defense gives you, not forcing to take it away from the defense by putting a pass to Tyreek or Waddle or something between two or three guys that, I love Tua to death, dude. His accuracy is freaking awesome. But come on, man. You can't be that cocky that you think you can put it in the tightest of windows out there. And that's where his gambling is not paying off. But I think I saw a slightly humbler guy at the podium. And I think something went on this week that somebody told him, you got to start playing smarter football. You know what you did with your body? I need you to do with your arm now. And so I think we're going to see more of those 4 and 6 yard passes. And if we see more of the 4 and 6 yard passes and we see plenty of the running game and he stays away from the turnovers, I like Miami. I got Ramsey on Rasheed, and then I'm bracketing Kelsey, and I'm taking my chances with everybody else solo. So if the other guys beat me, then so be it. But for now, I'm going to stay with it. And I'm going to tell you the Dolphins are going to win 27-25. They're going to eke one out. All right? And there's going to be a little bit more scoring than what you think. Because I think there's going to be a couple of breakaways in the snow where the offense has the advantage and the defense slips and gives up some. 27-25, Miami Dolphins win. I'm chugging the Kool-Aid. How do you like them apples? But I'm not being phony. As I told you last week, I didn't like them against Buffalo, but next week might be a different story. And sure enough, I know it sounds crazy, but I don't think this KC team and their offense is not scary. You know? And it would be one hell of a victory for Mike McDaniel, too, by the way. Would be happy for him for that because I need to see him win some more of these games. He needs to start winning them in the first place, but I need to, it'll be a good thing to start building on something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to tell you the Dolphins are going to win 27-25. That's my score, and I'm sticking to it. Big O, where can I buy Neutron? Go to crypto.com. They've got Neutron. And on the Tangent wallet, you can oh no, you can't hold Neutron. You can hold Kryptonite. By the way, I love Kryptonite. Kryptonite is at a steal right now. It's a $27 million market cap. You can flip that thing a whole bunch of times. Pendle, I love. Now, Pendle's run. You had a chance to get it between 119 and 130. It's now been in the 190s to $2 range. Now it's shot up. But what's it called? Neutron shot up, but it's come down now, not to the lowest lows that we got a week and a half ago, but it's still pretty low right now. And I love Neutron. I think it's going to take off absolutely. To me, Neutron and then Dynamite. Dynamite's like Neutron. Neutron's in a better place because it's part of the Cosmos ecosystem, which is established. But Kryptonite is part of the Say network. But look at Say. It went up 20% yesterday. My man Brooklyn Rob, he's a Say guy. And Say is an up-and-coming blockchain. It has not been through this, it has never been through a bull run. So Kryptonite is another one you can get cheap. It's 10 cents range, and your money can flip a whole bunch of times. It has the possibility. Again, I am not a financial advisor. Do not take this as financial advice. I am not here to be considered a financial advisor at any stretch whatsoever, no matter how much success we've had with picking our coins, okay? Because we have seriously kicked some ass. Everybody's in the green. Again, I am not a financial advisor at all. I just want to stress that. You make your own decisions. You put your own money in there. You study on your own. I'm going to give you my opinion, but it's just an opinion. It's not financial advice. But I've knocked it out on the Van R chain, Neutron, Kryptonite, and Pendle in the last 2 weeks, right? It's been last 2 weeks. I've given you those four. They're all on crypto.com, by the way. And You can move. I know you can move Pendle to your Tangent wallet. Neutron, they haven't built a bridge yet. They will. Crypto will build the bridge. And Van Art Chain, you can't move it to Tangent yet. And then the other one, what was it? In Kryptonite. Kryptonite, you can move, by the way. Kryptonite and Pendle, you can move to your Tangent wallet. Neutron and Van Art Chain, not yet. Van Art Chain is a small chain, small market cap again. They cut a deal with Microsoft. They cut a deal with Google. Okay? So Google and Van Art Chain are teaming up. I think it's like in the 5-cent range, Van Art Chain. That's another one that I like. Van Art Chain right now down 256, just under 6 cents. I thought it would have gone lower with all of this, and it hasn't. Alethea's moving a little bit. That's crazy. Alethea kind of goes against the grain at times. Ooh, Sailor or Kryptonite, the acronym is Sailor, has moved under 10 cents to 9.9. I like it. I like it. Big O, imagine a healthy Dolphins team. Their record would have easily been 13 or 14 wins. Well, if they can beat the good teams, maybe. Let's see. Big O, best QB in the NFL, best team in the conference, and your kryptonite. Yo, daddy. Ultimate uphill battle. Yes, sir. Oh, have we seen the last of X-Man? Yes, you have. He will be cut this offseason. We told you 2 years ago that he would be cut this offseason. So yes. You think so after he got the 10 interceptions, was I right to say to trade him? Seven interceptions since he got 10 in the last 3 years. Some of you remember, some of the 262 that are on there. I don't say shit for shock value like a lot of people do, that they do stuff for shock. Yeah, I'm going to shock you, but I'm going to shock you with the truth. So after the 10 interceptions, I said, now's the time to trade him. And I understood again why they kept him, because they were trying to make this run with this coach and all that and give him the best team around and all. So I get it. But hindsight is 2020. Now, what I did was not hindsight at all, whatsoever. I was right 1,000%. And 99% of you disagreed with me because you're a prisoner of the moment. You're caught up with 10 interceptions. Somehow you get so drunk on this that you think it's going to happen every year now. And he's had knee injuries. He has off the field issues. And you had the moment, dude. That was the moment right there to move X that offseason. And you people lost your freaking minds with me. Right? So it's interesting. Emilio's going, hey, Thaler. I got to get that damn promo, dude. I'm going to find it this weekend. Chris Rattay. You know, you remember Chris Rattay from Saturday Night Live? I had him on the show. And that's how he opened up the interview. Hey, Thaler. It's funny. Let's see. I remember you calling it Big O. I know. I remember, bro. I remember big time. But I also remember the venom I got on the chat and everything else from all of you out there. You're crazy. You're a hater. You're raw. You don't want what's best for the Dolphins. No, actually, I do. Oh, man. So we'll see. You were saying X's knees were a time bomb. Yeah, he's had so many surgeries. You know what I mean? The guy, and then the off the field issues, and then there was always constant holdouts for. We haven't had the money issues the last couple of years, but there was constant griping about the money. There were off the field issues, and then there were health issues. And then when he had the 10 interceptions, I was like, oh my God, this is like a godsend. This is it right here. This is the moment you unload him. So, hey, some of you didn't like it either when I told you 2 years ago, instead of that last extension, and I know they got to the finals and all that, I would have traded Jimmy Butler also. Unless you got that other star, you were never going to win a title with the Heat. I mean, you got to the finals because Eric Spoelstra's God. You know, Eric Spoelstra is the best coach by miles in the NBA. It's not even close. So that's why just go get somebody else and Spo will do it again. You know what I'm saying? But I would have traded him. Now you're stuck. And now Ira even talks about like another extension. Are you out of your mind? Come on, man. Guy's body is completely falling apart. Can't. And I know he's fantastic in the playoffs, but if you didn't get that other star, this won't end pretty, unfortunately. Big O, X is like the stock market, only sell high and buy low. Well, I tried to sell high. I tried to sell high. X-Men couldn't ever cover OJ McDuffie right now, Big O. Yeah, no. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. That's not fair to X. Most corners struggle to cover OJ because OJ was an elite route runner. Okay? This is why what's the kid that plays for the Browns, played for Dallas, drafted by the Raiders, comes from South Florida. Shit, come on, man. There's only one receiver like that. Drafted by the Raiders, traded to Dallas, then now plays for the Browns. What's his name? Come on, he's from here. Cooper, Amari Cooper. Thank you so much, Samuel. Amari Cooper can get open on anyone. Anyone. Okay? It's a Stephon Diggs thing. There are certain guys, Steve Largent was like that too back in his day, if you want to get old. But there are certain guys that are so precise, Marvin Harrison, at route running, that there's not a corner that really can stay with them because they're elite at that. They know how to set you up from one down to another. They know how to use their eyes. They know how to use their shoulders, their hips to fake your ass out. Okay? Certain guys have that it quality. OJ McDuffie was that. Was all of that. Was tough as nails, had one of the best pair of hands I've ever seen. One of them, top 5 in Dolphin history. OJ McDuffie was it. And then his route running, elite. Elite. Doesn't matter who covers him. So that's why I say it's not fair to X, because Stephon Diggs will burn any corner in the NFL. Any corner in the NFL. Amari Cooper will burn any corner in the NFL. Okay, that's what Jerry Rice was also. Just, but I don't have to mention Rice because that's just like something that's not even from this world, Jerry Rice. He's just at another level that nobody's ever been at. But it's just different. So that's why I to be fair to X on this one, OJ would give fits to anybody out there in the NFL. Anybody. We used to call him Butterfinger McDuffie. Why? Because it was the opposite? Because he'd catch everything. It's like the big guy that's called Tiny? Is that what you're saying? Big O, since Sandman isn't playing, can we sign Lewis Oliver? Yeah. Why not? Earring and all. If Miami wins against KC, I believe we play the winner of the Browns-Texans game. Thoughts about the hype? No, I'm not getting into that right now, Emilio. Why would I? Do you watch this show? I don't really like hypotheticals, dude. I'm not really much into hypotheticals. Would O.J. McDuffie drop wide open touchdowns against the Ravens? No shot. No shot. He'd catch them. I heard locally it might be free. Oh, you talk about the game? Is the game on Channel 4?
I believe it's going to be on NBC locally,
or NBC.
Fort Lauderdale, Miami area.
I think the Peacock stuff is for national, and then wherever it's local, the local Peacock station picks it up. I think that's how it goes. Like you need Peacock everywhere in the country except Kansas City and Miami.
Yep. The local areas. Yep. The local markets.
I think that's how it goes. So if you live in the South Florida or the Kansas City area, you're going to get it on your local NBC Peacock affiliate. And then if you're out of those areas, you will need Peacock or a Fire Stick. Again, not a Fire Stick analyst or expert, just throwing it out there. I hear there's these things called Fire Sticks, and they come rigged, I think it is. So those of you that have those Fire Sticks, you probably can watch it. So there you go. You need a Fire Stick if you don't have a cock. So it's bad. It's bad. Hearing on Capitol Hill yesterday, drug cartel is wondering money through Bitcoin. Only big problem with Bitcoin. Richard, here's the thing, okay? Those are stupid people and evil people that are making you stupid, okay? That's not what it's about. You can actually trace everything on crypto more than money. It's just lies. The problem is, since most of the world doesn't know, people like you, Richard, hear that, and then you believe these idiots, and then you're just as stupid as them. Although I don't believe they're that stupid. I think they're just evil and lying to you. Elizabeth Warren, Biden, Powell, Gensler, Yellen, they're all in cahoots, bro. They're all in cahoots. They're trying to save the dollar. And they can't save the dollar because we're trillions in the hole. And so they lie to you, and then they want to give you CBDCs. Okay? Bitcoin started at 0 15 years ago, and it's at 45,000 now. The dollar in 1913 you can buy for $1. Now it'll cost you $6.60 to buy what you used to buy for $1. So you tell me what's going in the right direction, what's going in the wrong direction. We just added $1 trillion to our deficit in the last 45 days, I believe, or 2 months. I keep explaining to you all that these people, all they do is print money. The more money you put out in the streets, the less you buy. That's why you have inflation. Because in 2 terms, Bush Jr. added $6 trillion to our deficit. In 2 terms, Obama added $8 trillion to our deficit. In 1 term, Trump added $8 trillion to our deficit. Right now, Biden is somewhere in the neighborhood of $2 trillion. He probably will end up somewhere in the neighborhood of where Obama was at in the $4 trillion mark. But these people are dropping trillions on us like it's nothing, dude. And we cannot have this. And if you keep printing all that money, 6, 8, and let's say 4 for Biden. Think about that. Okay? That's $26 trillion that you've printed in the last 4 presidents. Okay? What do you think the value of our dollar gets when you put 26 trillion more onto the streets. That's why you buy less. If people don't get that, they don't understand it, they don't pay attention to it because you're just stuck with your mules and elephants. So that's why, Richard, you hear stupid things like, oh, crypto's about drugs. Yeah, they want to get you that way so you can stay with the dollar and bury yourself. Get the hell out of the dollar and get into Bitcoin. Okay? Bitcoin grows, the dollar dies. So, it's really simple math, and I don't know why people make it so confusing. Let's see. Butterfingers McDuffie, what games did you watch? I know. I was like, that's why I said, Lisa, it's got to be like the opposite thing. Like when you see the big, tall, fat guy and they call him tiny, that's what it's got to be, because O.J. McDuffie had some of the greatest hands I've ever seen in my life. Let's see. Bucky Dent was a great fullback at Hialeah High. That's my alma mater. I love Hialeah High. Oh, can you explain how cryptocurrency in the future will work for regular people? Yes, you will be paid in crypto. Yes, you will buy everything will be tokenized. You will not have dollars anymore. You will have a token for your dollar. It's coming, whether you like it or not. Everything will be tokenized. Everything. Everything will be put on the blockchain. The blockchain is the safe internet. The internet can be hacked. The blockchain is not hacked. The blockchain protects your ID, your information, all of those things. It's just another level internet that's coming. All right. And then Ethereum and Bitcoin and Cosmos and Avalanche, and these are all, like, consider them cities. Okay. And then all these cities are going to have businesses inside of them like a normal city. And then the blockchain is a highway that connects all of these cities like an internet. And so then you'll be able, your dry cleaner will be on Cosmos, and you went and bought something over at Burger King, and Burger King will be on Ethereum. Not that you'll know about this. You won't care about this. It'll be your internet. The same internet that you normally use will be the blockchain now. There won't be .coms anymore. It'll be dot something else, Ethereum, Bitcoin, .io, all kinds of different things. But anyway, my point is that everything will switch over to the blockchain. Everything. Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines will be on the blockchain. Okay? Everything. Canesware. Doesn't matter what it is. It's all headed there, because that's how they're also going to be able to protect their logos, their information, everything. It's what people don't explain to you is that it's just like flying. It's just like the telephone. It's like a beeper. It's like whatever. It's what's going to be part of your everyday lives, whether you like it or not, because that's the future of the internet, the safer internet. So that's why it's coming. You can't stop it. No one can stop it. The toothpaste is out. You're not putting it back in the tube. All right. I don't know how many more cliches you want me to use on that, but it's over. And the faster you get on board, the faster you will probably make some money and understand what the hell is going on. Been trying to explain it for 3 years. The good thing is that now next year or two, a lot of you will start to be able to relate with me, because now you will understand what I've been talking about for 3 years. So it's coming, let's Mo. Oh, my understanding is that the large OTC transactions won't reflect on the ledger right away. I think we will see craziness when these ETFs have to buy spot. Exactly. Very good. Christian, I don't know who you listened to. I don't know where you read that, but you read somebody that is accurate. Yes. It doesn't happen right away. Now it starts to happen over the next couple of weeks, and you'll start to see it climb because they will be buying Bitcoin for their customers. But I think a lot what you saw, what I think you're seeing the first couple of days is a lot of outs from Grayscale. And I don't understand Grayscale on charging that much, but they must know something we don't. They're pretty smart people. What else do we have going on? Ooh, Bitcoin 43,607. This is a sweet ass dip. I mean, a super sweet dip, down 6%. This is awesome. I have SHIB from the last bull run from 3 years ago. I made a killing on SHIB. I told the guys when we had it at 6 and it got to 91 at 15 times. I got out my investment in profits. I have still SHIB from the last go around, and I'm just waiting. But I'm not big on memes. Okay. The only reason I kept the SHIB and I didn't sell the rest of it, it's because they actually are building a blockchain. They actually have DeFi. They actually have NFTs. They have a utility coin. So they're building an ecosystem. Unlike Doge that has no ecosystem whatsoever, SHIB is actually building one. So we'll see. So I have some there sitting, but it's house money. So I don't care. If it goes, then great. If not, I'll sell what I have and more profits for me. You know what I mean? But I have a little there just sitting there, Nano. Nothing more. What else do we have? Oh, let's get to a little music and entertainment. By the way, really cool move. They are making a Linda Ronstadt biopic. And in that Linda Ronstadt biopic, they are hiring Selena Gomez. I think that's pretty damn cool. I actually think that was a great selection on their part on picking Selena Gomez. She's going to play Linda Ronstadt in the upcoming biopic. The pop singer and Only Murders in the Building star teased the role Tuesday night by posting a picture of Ronstadt's 2013 memoir, Simply Dreams, on her Instagram story. The music biopic is currently in pre-production with producers including Ronstadt's manager, John Boylan, and James Keach, who produced the 2019 documentary Linda Ronstadt, The Sound of My Voice. No other casting has been announced. Ronstadt is a country, rock and roll, and Latin music singer or legend. In the 70s, albums like Heart Like a Wheel and Simple Dreams reaching critical and commercial success and showcasing her versatility across genres. Throughout her career, she won 11 Grammys, and she was honored by both the Recording Academy and the Latin Recording Academy with Lifetime Achievement Awards. This is awesome. I'm a big Linda Ronstadt fan. Her talent is supreme. Her voice is one of the greatest voices in music history. I love Linda Ronstadt, and I think Selena Gomez playing Linda Ronstadt is, knocked it out of the park. Knocked it out of the park, dude. That is really, really cool. What else do we have? Let's go with birthdays today. All right. Zayn Malik, the pop singer, is 31. Jeff Bezos is 60. Let's see. Naya Rivera, the actress. She's no longer with us. Born in 87. We lost her in 2020. Let's see. I did not know that, by the way. Howard Stern is 70 today. Oh, no. Pixie Lott, pop singer. I don't know who the hell that is. Debut album, Turn It Up Rose. Oh, UK. That's why I don't know who the hell she is. Okay. Who else? Christy Alley was born on this date in 51. We lost her in 2022. She did a good job on Cheers, man. She was really good with her physical comedy. I was more of a Shelley Long guy, but she grew on me as the show continued. And what are you gonna do, right? The change was made, but she did a good job with her physical comedy. She was good at it. Okay, you got to help me with this one, dude. And again, this is his real name apparently, or nickname, Big Dick Dudley, the wrestler from '68 to 2002. I'm getting a thumbs up. Rest in peace. Joe Frazier. I know that one. I don't need your help on that one. He was born in '44, passed away in 2011. Happy birthday to Smokin' Joe. And that is. Oh no, wait a minute. I got one more block of names here I missed. Let's see. Tim Horton, the hockey player, was born in 1930. On this date, we lost him in '74. Rachel Harris, TV actress. She is born on this date, and she is 56 years old. That is your list now of folks celebrating birthdays. All right. Music history. Let's do a little music history. Today on the 12th of January. Lost my spot here. Here we go. Now I got it. All right, we start off in '69 where Led Zeppelin debuted their album. It was recorded at Olympic Studios in Barnes, London, but only took 36 hours of studio time to complete, since most of the tracks were recorded live in the studio with very few overdubs. In '74, when you don't have a lot of money early in your days, you really can't rent a studio for that long, so you kind of do it faster. That's kind of what it really is. Anyway, in '74, the Steve Miller Band had the #1 song in the country with I'm a Joker, I'm a Smoker, I'm a Midnight Toker. In '77, the Police had their first rehearsal held at drummer Stuart Copeland's London apartment at the time. They were a 4-piece band with Henry Padovani on guitar as well. In '93, Van Morrison became the first living inductee to not attend his induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In 2005, Green Day's album American Idiot was the top-selling record of the week. And in 2003, on this date, Bee Gees singer Maurice Gibb died at the age of 53 from a heart attack. And in 2013, Black Sabbath announced the upcoming release of their album 13, the band's first record with Ozzy Osbourne on vocals in 35 years, and Sabbath's first record since '95's Forbidden. And they toured. I saw that tour. I saw it. I want to say I saw it at the Coral Sky, Sound Advice, I Think, Perfect Vodka, Amphitheater. Right? I'm sure I missed 3 or 4 other names for it. Thank you for explaining to numbskulls about Tua. I mean, it's just ridiculous shit. Stop talking about it. They're not trading Tua. They're not going to replace him. Nothing. So don't waste your time. It's just silly shit. You know? Big O, did you ever see the video of T-Pain singing War Pigs cover? It was phenomenal. I have not seen it. So it's better than the Miami Dolphins fight song. Is that what you're saying? Because T-Pain, it's T-Painful. Okay? His Miami Dolphin fight song sucks. And it sucks to a magnitude that it's at the Cam Cameron sucking level. Put it that way. So I got to check it out. I'll give it a shot. What can I tell you? Lofi says, I like what Shib is doing. That one is building out a full equal. Yeah, they are. That's the only reason, Lofi, that I hung on to Shib. Because I said, wow, they've got multiple coins. You know, they've got a utility coin, but then they've got the bone one, right? I think it is. That's like expensive. And then they've built everything else out, and there's businesses now that are going to be built on SHIB on their blockchain. So they've got like a plan. And it's built on Ethereum, and it's a modern one, whereas the technology on Doge is old technology. The technology on SHIB is new technology, and it's allowed to grow. The Doge technology cannot grow. It's what people don't understand. Doge has no utility outside if it's a currency. It's not a blockchain. It doesn't have NFTs. It's not going to have businesses built on it. It's not going to have DeFi. None of the things that you see SHIB doing, they can't do. And everybody that's tried, even Elon tried to work with them, but because the technology is old, it can't move forward. And so that's why Doge shows you nothing. And that's why it's kind of been stale. And let me tell you what's going to happen. Here's my prediction on this. Doge is never going to come back. And people are going to lose money out on Doge, and it's going to go down. Do you know why? Elon's going to end up coming up with his own coin. He's going to have a payment system on his platform. Why would he use Doge? He's going to come up with an X coin. Okay? Guarantee you he will come up with his own coin so you can make your payments with your X coin. It just makes sense, dude. I mean, I'm a shithead. I don't know anything about this, okay? I know a hell of a lot more than most of you, but compared to Elon, I don't know anything. Compared to Vitalik from Ethereum, I don't know anything, okay? Compared to Charles at Cardano, I'm a complete schmuck. But even a guy like me that doesn't know anything about this, why would Elon use Doge if he's going to have a payment thing on his platform? He's going to come up with his own coin. And it'll have modern technology, so then he can also grow it with a blockchain and everything else, the things he can't do with Doge. These are things that people don't understand, but, you know, a novice like me that understands it, I just say, I'm putting one and one together. Xcoin is coming, dude. Guaranteed. And you'll use Xcoin for Tesla, and you'll use, I can already see it. You know, it's part of the game. So there you go. Oh, what else do we have? T-Pain is criminally underrated as a singer and musician. I get the auto-tune thing, but he capitalized on a time and got paid, but he can sing and create music. Oh, okay, I'll check it out, but I hate the Dolphins song. I despise that stupid ass Dolphins song from T-Painful. That's all I can say. Yes, Big Dick Dudley was part of the Dudley brothers. Big Dick died at an early age at 34. Overuse of painkillers destroyed his kidneys. Yeah, brother. Yeah, that stuff will eat you up alive. That's the problem with wrestling. It's there. While you don't consider it like an all-out sport, it really is a sport because there's a level of athleticism that if you don't have it, you can't be part of it, right? And then they sell out their bodies like maybe even worse than football players and as bad as hockey players. Okay? Because they actually do 2 of them a week sometimes? Wrestling meets. Yeah, like don't they
There's
do
live shows
sometimes?
right now? WWE's doing Friday SmackDown, which is live. Then they tour Saturday, Sunday, Monday Raw's live. So they're wrestling
But
4 times.
But nobody's really wrestling all 4 days. They're probably wrestling at least twice a week.
No, they're doing 4 days. If
Oh,
you're signed to a full-time contract, if you're not Roman Reigns or like Randy Orton or some of the guys that signed, you're on those. Like Cody Rhodes is on all 4 of them. They're doing super shows
so
Saturdays and Sundays and things like that. But they take it a little bit easier, and it's not as compact on the live shows. You can do more rest holds because it's not on TV where you're. So you can That's why I like going to the live shows, honestly, over the tapings. Because at the tapings, most of the wrestlers, you don't get their character. You're getting what, because they're wrestling for the red light.
Right.
Whereas when you go to the live shows, they're more interactive.
The whole thing.
Yeah, the whole time.
It flows.
Yep.
Right. All I know is that those some bitches sell their bodies out. That's all I know. Their bodies must be absolute toast by the time they're done with their careers. And that's the thing I do respect about wrestling. The athleticism that comes behind it, and those guys just and I'm sure some of the women, but those men must be ground biff when they're done. Pretty much. Anyway, what else do we have? Oh, Top Gun 3 is in the works. Did you hear about that? Top Gun 3. Now you're pushing it, right? Because Top Gun was awesome. And then somehow or another, you made a better Top Gun the second go around, which is freaking unheard of, that you would make a better number 2 than a number 1. That's like, it's so rare to make the number 2 better than the number 1. But they are talking about Top Gun 3 in the works. Let me give you the scoop here. Paramount is hoping to refuel Top Gun franchise for liftoff once more for the third film. Top Gun Maverick co-writer Ethan Kruger is penning a script for what would be the new installment, and sources say Maverick director Joe Kosinski would also return to direct. They also said that Tom Cruise would reunite with his next-gen co-stars Miles Teller and Glenn Powell. The development comes days after Warner Brothers Discover announced that Cruise had signed a deal to star and produce in movies for Warner's. Though the pack is non-exclusive, the actor's recent films have largely been at Paramount. Though he did not have a deal there, while some could view the Top Gun news as a tit for tat in the war for Cruise headlines, the reality is this sequel has quietly been in development since last fall. So we could be getting another one. Now, the one thing I will say, we will all give it another chance because 2 was so freaking good that I've seen 2 like 5 times already. I've watched it over and over again. I don't know about you guys, but I've watched it that's the beauty of on demand nowadays. Like, you don't have to wait for it to be shown. Oh, I'm going to watch it on Thursday and, set it up for no. It's there on demand. Boom. And you can watch it whenever the hell you want. So I think a lot of us are going to end up doing that and signing it. We got a couple of tour dates going on. Clutch has announced their new World Samurai Tour 2024. And they, just so you'll know, we have 2 dates in Florida. May 11th, Daytona for Rockville, and May 12th in Pensacola at the Vinyl Music Hall. Dougie Fresh. By the way, where is Dougie Fresh? I have not seen Dougie Fresh on the chat board in a while, dude. I hope everything's all right with Dougie and Victoria and all that, man. I haven't heard from them in a while. I'm actually a little, you know what? Now that bothers me a little bit. I haven't heard from Dougie Fresh in a while. I haven't seen a joke or anything. Was he? He was. Okay. I must have missed him. But anyway, I did read one. Oh, okay. So then my memory slipped me there then. Sorry about that, Dougie Fresh. But he hasn't been around as much, right? Okay. So we got trips in Richmond, Virginia, Colorado Springs, Aspen, Lubbock, Texas, Columbia, South Carolina, Sioux City. Some people confuse Sioux City and Sioux Falls. Columbus, also check the dates if you want. And if you're a Clutch fan, you could check it out. I don't know how many of you got that last joke. Very few of you, I think, would do it. Ace Frehley, by the way, has announced a 2024 tour, the 10,000 Volts tour for his latest album. And we will get a Miami date, but you've got to be on the Monsters of Rock cruise. Okay, but he's got dates in Kentucky, Frankfort, Kentucky, Nashville, Indiana, New York, Rome, New York, Marion, Illinois, and others. So take a look and check it out. Ace Frehley is touring, so he's got some new dates. Check it out, baby. Check it out. So Carmelo Anthony is pissed. Did you hear about this? You guys are going to laugh at this. Okay? You're going to laugh at why Carmelo Anthony is pissed. Okay? So Melo was the first superstar to make number 15 popular in the Mile High City. But recently they gave it to Nikola Jovic. So apparently on an episode of 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, the co-host gave Carmelo, he served him up and he said it was a petty maneuver. It was like, oh, we got numbers to choose from. It was like, here you go. You got 15. Now, remember, Melo was drafted by them, number 3 overall. He spent 7 seasons with them and everything. They even made it to the Western Conference Finals 1 year with Kenyon Martin and Chauncey Billups and J.R. Smith, Allen Iverson, all that stuff. But Jokic is a 2-time MVP, was named the Finals MVP. They won the first championship last year. And on top of all of that, Melo, when he went to New York, he started wearing the number 7. And Melo wanted out of Denver. He wanted to go to New York. He didn't want to be in Denver for the rest of his career. Hell, he wanted out of New York so badly, he forced New York to do a stupid trade because New York gave up the world for him. And then he goes to New York, right? And so listen to this. He goes, I'm like, it's going on. What the F is going on? 15, he said. So now just start thinking, this is because this is the narrative they put out there. He wanted to leave. He wanted to do this. Nah, but why did you disrespect by even offering that? The disrespect in you offering that showed me that you just wanted to erase everything that came prior to that right there. So, yeah, fuck you all. You're all saying fuck me dead smack to the rest of the world. Cool. I never said nothing bad about you all. See, here's the problem with Melo. Melo, my brother, you didn't win shit. You were married to your money, brother. It's the same thing that just happened to a running back this year. Cook had an opportunity to go to a better team, but he just wanted to make the most money. And Melo, he always chose money over winning. He had opportunities to get traded from New York to take less money somewhere else to go to a winner. He chose money. He wanted max deal from New York, and that's what he wanted. Carmelo Anthony is one of the biggest hypocrites in sports history. Okay? What you did at Denver was nice, my brother. It wasn't historic. Nobody needs to hang a jersey for your 15. What you accomplished in Denver ain't shit, dude. You didn't win anything. Jokic is a 2-time MVP, a champion, and guess what, Melo? 5 times the player you ever were. 5 times. Okay? Nobody will take Melo over Nikola Jovic. No one. You've got to be an idiot to take Melo over a lot of stars. I love how this guy is insulted, but you're the one that wanted out so badly that you forced the Knicks to make a stupid trade where you could not compete anymore. I mean, you weren't smart enough to look at what was happening in the trade because you only looked at one thing, your salary. That's all you ever gave a shit about, dude, was money. So now you're going to complain about this when the guy is 10 times the player you ever were? where the guy is a champion. I mean, that to me, I find that funny. That's hilarious to me. That clown is mad that a superior player is wearing the jersey. And by the way, it happens to be the greatest player in Denver Nuggets history. He actually surpasses Alex English. Incredible, dude. That Melo somehow would be insulted by this. We love talking about an MVP. And, William Quigley at Cutter's Edge Pro, that is an MVP. That is somebody that knows how to get it freaking done every single time. And his company is second to none. If you need, by the way, some landscaping, then you've got to call the best in the business, which is, of course, cuttersedgepro.com. Go to the Instagram page and check out all the work they do. They did amazing work at our house, man. I even got a putting edge, a putting edge, a putter's green at my house, which is absolutely awesome. The artificial turf for the dogs is out of control, easy to maintain. Please call my friends at Cutter's Edge Pro. They will take care of you. Let's go to our Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night.
Who's last night's MVP? For your complete landscape solutions anywhere in South Florida, there's only one MVP. CuttersEdgePro.com. Here's our CuttersEdgePro.com MVP of the night.
There's only one that we could give it to, and it has to be Mr. Reinhardt. I mean, what that guy is doing for the Florida Panthers, it is just absolutely amazing. He is having a season of all seasons. And I forgot who it was yesterday. One of our listeners on Twitter was like, hey, man, they better sign him and all that. And I'm like, relax, bro. Viola and Sifu are absolutely dedicated to winning. Like any owners in town, they're as dedicated as Mickey Arison, as Stephen Ross, as the Moss brothers, by the way, who, the Moss brothers are absolute monsters. Okay. These guys are as dedicated as it gets. But when we talk about Sam Reinhart, Sam has had one amazing season. He's got 53 points. He's got 30 goals. He's got 23 assists on the season. Last night, the game-winning goal with 0.07 seconds left. He also had an assist last night, too. Okay? But this guy is having a season of all seasons, and it's one of the reasons why the Panthers are right up there at the top of the conference, and they're fighting for that number one spot in the conference. And by the way, Sam Reinhart is another reason why the Florida Panthers are the best team in town. Okay? The best. Not the best organization. We know it's the Heat by miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. Second place is so far behind the Heat. And the Panthers are second, but you got to do a lot of championship winning before you catch up to the Miami Heat. Let's just call it like we see it. But the Panthers right now are the team that has the best chance to win a title. Okay? Should be Inter, but, we have to see them put it together, all that. These guys went to the Stanley Cup last year. So I'm going to give them the heads up there on that one. And for me, Reinhardt is one of the reasons why. Okay? He's playing like an MVP. This team is playing like a elite team in the NHL, and Sam Reinhart is definitely our Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night.
The MVP of the night is brought to you by CuttersEdgePro.com. Servicing HOAs, condominiums, townhomes, commercial properties, corporate parks, and malls throughout South Florida. CuttersEdgePro.com. Providing South Florida MVP performance every day of the year.
Yes, sir. DJ says, I'm checking in from Kansas. For anyone that's going to the game, bring cardboards and a carpet square to stand on It's not that concrete is going to feel like, if not, that concrete's going to feel like you're standing on ice cap. Oh, wow, DJ, dude. DJ, that's strong. That's a strong tip right there. That is a great tip right there to bring the cardboard. Would you have ever thought of that? Like, who the hell thinks of shit
No,
like
I don't
that?
think of that.
Only somebody that has experienced sitting in ice bowls. That's fantastic. DJ, dude, dude, you're a stud, bro. That is awesome. That is awesome. So just for you, then on the way home, I got to play a little Smiths. Hang the DJ, hang the DJ, hang the DJ. DJ saved my life. What else? Give me a couple songs with DJ in it. I came up with two. It's got to be a couple other ones out there. Mayo. So there was breaking news before I got on. And I told you guys that I would tell you why the hiring of New England Patriots head coach Jarod Mayo is a monster win for the Miami Dolphins. I mean, I got to tell you something. Tonight, I may be cracking open a bottle of champagne. I may be celebrating because the New England Patriots are going to suck for the next few years on top of everything that they suck now. And you're wondering, well, what the hell are you talking about, oh? Well, this is what I'm talking about, baby. I'm talking about Joe Philbin. I'm talking about Brian Flores. I'm talking about guys that are stuck in the same organization their entire careers. Guys that haven't been fired and hired in all kinds of places. Because the guys that are hired and fired in all kinds of places are really good coaches because they continue to get hired. But in the process, they continue to get to know other coaches and they get to know other systems and they get to be involved in other systems. And so all of a sudden, they get to build their resume, their Rolodex, their experience. You stay in the same place, you end up like Joe Philbin, who was stuck in Green Bay his whole life. And when he got out, McCarthy said, "You're not taking anybody." And guess what? He knew nobody. So he couldn't build a staff. And that was his problem throughout. He never had a good staff, besides all the other shit that went with him. And then years later, we get a guy by the name of Brian Flores, who was stuck in the same organization that Jarod Mayo has been stuck in as a player and as a coach. A coach that doesn't know any other coaches except the coaches that have been in the same bad, rotten tree of Bill Belichick. So why would Jarod Mayo have success if all he knows is what Belichick used to teach? And all he knows is what's left of Belichick's staff. And he doesn't know any other staffs out there. He doesn't know any other coaches out there. So how's Jarod Mayo supposed to build a staff? I've been through this. I've watched this a couple of times. And I told you guys about this when Flo, that this was the same issues with Philbin. Both had terrible people skills, and neither one could build a staff. Mike McDaniel has been hired and fired by 7 or 8 different teams, I believe. That's not a good thing. That's a great thing. That's a phenomenal thing because of what I just told you. Because of, while the disadvantage of moving your family constantly must suck, must be such a detriment to your family's lifestyle, period. I can't imagine moving kids constantly like that, and they have to adjust to new schools. That is freaking criminal. I had to do that several times when I was young. Went to multiple elementaries, multiple junior highs. It wasn't easy for me. Okay. Luckily, I stayed at Hialeah High and I was able to, you know, make friends there, and it was great. I was an outgoing person. I've always been an outgoing person, so I don't have problems making friends, but it is brutal on people to have to go to a new school and all that. That's rough, but it's a positive for coaches. So when I saw they hired Jarod Mayo, I laughed my ass off. I said, this is awesome. This is Joe Philbin and Brian Flores all over again, because this guy cannot build a staff. And experienced coaches aren't going to go play for a guy that doesn't know what the hell he's doing. So I love it, bro. I love it. This was some of the best news a Dolphin fan can get. They just added Joe Flo Part 3. Okay? And he'll be another Joe Blow. All right. There's Dougie Fresh. There we are. Oh, another tip for defeating the cold. Play plastic Ono band at your seat, and even the cold will leave your general area. I like it. Oh, serious question. How does Ricardo Silva make money on Miami FC? He does not. There's no way. There's zero chance that he makes money with Miami FC. But then again, he is so filthy rich that the money he's losing, he's not missing that money. It's like you losing a couple of bucks that you had inside the ashtray. You had like $3 rolled up, and you parked at a valet, and like a week later, you go into the ashtray to get the $3, and it's not there. And then you go back and go, where that? Shit, that valet a week ago. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, hell. Lost the $3. That's Ricardo Silva. Oh, I lost $1 million? Whatever. So that's the thing about Ricardo. Ricardo doesn't ever show any cheapness. He does everything first class. He's a fantastic owner, bro. I wish since the Moss brothers already bought the soccer team, if he actually gave a shit about baseball, I would like for him to buy the Marlins. He would be a great owner. Ricardo Silva is a freaking stud. A stud and a half. Don't forget Joe Judge, Bill O'Brien, Matt Patricia to add to that great list. No, I know. But this is even worse. This guy's even a younger, like he's only been a coach a couple years. Oh, how do you feel about bands like Kiss retiring then having shows on holograms? I think ABBA does this as well. Ray, if you want to go see the hologram, that's up to you. I already saw the real thing several times, so I'm good. I don't know. I won't go see ABBA hologram, and I won't go see. Now, the ABBA hologram, they only did it for that new album that they took out, that they recorded a new album, and then they had kind of like that pseudo tour for that, and it was at certain amphitheaters and I don't know what it was, but different places that they showed it. And that's it. It's not something that's going to continue. Now, this Kiss thing is a permanent thing. But again, how many people are really going to go see that? Eddie Lepp says, so you're saying it's like having a sandwich with only mayo that mayo has the only condiment. No ketchup, mustard, salt, pepper, onions, jalapeno peppers, etc. Basically. Oh, how would you rank the 5 worst head coaches in Dolphin history? Wow. Cam Cameron, number 1 with a bullet. We'll go Joe Philbin 2. We'll go Wilson 3. George Wilson, the first coach. You know what? I'm going to take George Wilson out because he had an expansion team. So that's not fair. He even had his son playing, and his son was terrible. So I'm gonna take George Wilson out of pure sympathy. So let's go back. We got Cam, we got Philbin. God, this is hard. Who am I going to give third place to? Like, I got plenty of candidates, but who am I literally going to give third place to? Jimmy Johnson. I'm going to shock you on that one, right? He had Marino, bro. He effed it up with Marino. So he took everything away from Marino. He made it worse for himself, actually. So he like sabotaged himself. So I'm going to go with that at number 3. Then number 4, I'm going to go with Adam Gase. And number 5, I'm going to go with Dave Wannstedt. I'm not even going to put Flo there. Because Flo was too stupid to sabotage himself. So that's why he couldn't build it. But once they couldn't fix the offense with that defense. And it pissed me off that defense was good enough to win a championship. But you could never get a quarterback and figure out, and he had so many years. That's my problem with Wannstedt. You gave him so many years, and he couldn't get over the hump. You know, these other guys were around only 2 years or 3 years or 1 year or whatever. Huh? Saban's 2. 2 years. 2 years. No. Remember, one was Culpepper, the other one was Frank. Oh, not Frank Reich. The guy that hit his head against the wall with Washington. Gus Frerotte, and he won 9 games with Gus Frerotte. So I got to give him some credit. He won 9 games with Gus Frerotte. But like when you purposely sabotage yourself, like Jimmy did, yeah. And then Wani was here too long, bro, torturing us. So yeah. Jim Bates was an interim coach. I'm not doing that to Jim Bates. I'm not doing it to George Wilson or Jim Bates. Okay? Not doing that to those guys. What's that?
The interim coaches the Dolphins had that actually went on to be pretty decent head coaches. Think about it. Because Todd Bowles was an interim coach for us at one point, right?
Yeah, but
Campbell.
I'm not a Todd Bowles guy.
I'm not saying no, but I'm saying, but the
Todd
fact that, I mean, again, not saying that they should have been hired
But Campbell was
as soon as that happened, but the fact that, you know, again, they were our interim coaches and they've gone on, again, not the season after. It's been a few seasons in
Well, no,
between.
Campbell had to go learn, bro.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But I mean, how they've turned into pretty good, decent head coaches. At least Bowles can win without Brady.
Well, he's a great defensive coordinator. Yeah. Yeah, no, he did win. Yeah, you got to give him credit. Yes, you're right. You're right. I'm still not much of a Todd Bowles guy, but Dan Campbell is definitely a good one. That one, you can't argue with that one. So, agree on Wannstedt. Our D was so good. Yeah, dude. It hurt. It hurt. Oh, you hear a little bit of chatter. Sirianni could be out of a job if he gets knocked out on Monday. I didn't hear any. I don't know anything about that, bro. Yeah, then he's lost the locker room. I mean, they did fire Doug Peterson a couple of years right after the Super Bowl, 2 years after the Super Bowl. I don't think they'll fire him at all. I think he would need another year of it, and then they'll be convinced that he's not the guy. In fact, if he has another year like this, he won't make it through next season. That's what I think will happen. But I think it's 100% chance he comes back next year. I really do. I think it's unfair if you fire Sirianni after one bad year and what he's done there. I think that would be very unfair, dude.
Are the Eagles
weren't they the Super Bowl last year?
Upper management, are they dumb enough to the Belichick flashy hire Vrabel for any reason to be like, okay, Sirianni, you're out, and then
Howie
go?
Roseman's not giving up any control, so Belichick ain't going there.
Okay. No, I just didn't know how the upper
Howie Rosen should not give up.
No. I agree.
He's number one in the league.
I'm just wondering if the flashiness of some of the coaches that are out there that maybe you didn't think were going to be out there are going to result in some guys being let go because of, that's what McCarthy has been out there now because of the troubles there. And now Sirianni's starting because of the troubles he's having now.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering how many of those are going to be thrown in the mix now just because some unexpected head coaches have become available.
Mike Vrabel would fit great in that team, right? Something like that. But I just don't think Sirianni is on the hot seat at all. At all. What else do we have here? Good afternoon, Big O. What about Saban? No, I told you, Saban won 9 games with Gus Frerotte. You know what I mean? I'm not a Saban fan, and I know the whole Alabama thing and all that, but no, he doesn't cross my top 5. He wasn't terrible here. You know what I mean? He wasn't, actually. Jason Taylor was Defensive Player of the Year. The whole Culpepper thing is what messed up, unfortunately. Huh? And how he left, yeah. But, I mean, if he has Drew Brees, he might not have left. It's the thing. If he gets Brees, it's like, yeah, I got the guy, and now I got a quarterback. He didn't have a quarterback. You don't have a quarterback in the NFL. That's why I can't blame George Wilson. The poor man had an expansion team. I'm not doing it to George Wilson, bro. I'm not doing it. I just can't. All right. We thank Cam Wolf. We thank Manny Navarro. We thank, of course, the man, the myth, the legend. That is. Come on, man. Larry Schlossberg. He knows how to get it done. We thank, of course, Mr. Zen, as always, making it easy for us out here. We thank Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone, all the great people out here. And by the way, got some great deals going on. And have you noticed how all the charging stations are showing up at different spots? You can tell things are changing around here with the electric cars coming in. Yeah, exactly. They took your spot. The electric thing took your spot. Yeah. So the new Integra, the 2024, $329 a month. The MDX 2024, $529 a month, only 3.9% financing for 36 months. They'll make you some great deals out here. Brand new and certified pre-owned vehicles. And by the way, if you own or lease a vehicle, tell them that Big O sent you, folks. Come see Mike Chan and Jordan Ferber. They do great work out here at Craig Zinn's, Acura of Pembroke Pines. All right, we will see you all tomorrow night, 6:15, right? I think it's an 8:15 start, if I'm correct. So we always start 2 hours before kickoff. So we'll be on at 6:15, and then we'll have a happy post-game show for you because the Dolphins are beating the Kansas City Chiefs 27-25. Oh, 8 o'clock? Okay, so 6 o'clock. Okay, no, it's on at 8 o'clock on the cock. So we are on at 6 o'clock. Right, huh? Oh, Chiefs by 4? I took 4.5 already. I took it yesterday. I took the Dolphins 4.5. I'm picking the Dolphins. You took Dolphins money line too? Wow, that's strong. I didn't take the Dolphins money line, but I did take the points. I think they're going to win. I really do. I think they're going to pull out. It's going to be, eke out a tight victory, and we'll be happy. We'll get some happiness finally down the stretch. So hang in there, Dolphin Nation. I love you all. Hang in there, Heat Nation and Panther Nation, Inter, Canes, Marlins. Did I forget anybody? Nova, FAU, FIU. We'll see you all tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Getting you ready for the Dolphins and the Chefs. Be good.
This is the Big O Show. This is the